Welcome everybody to MC Mornings. This is great. I love it. We are like crap. How great is it that we have this show where like everything is just moving in super slow motion for us and for the audience? It's like in real time. Like this is great. I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm just like sitting there, like, man, I hope one of these days we're gonna get like the intro and stuff just right. Like it's just gonna
like crap. How great is it that we have this show? Now, see, I hear the whole show playing right behind me again. For us and for the audience, it's like in real time. Isn't it great? I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like why am I rehearing what we're talking about, Jay?
I think Jay's got us on some sort of a loop. You know what's great? Listen, everybody in the audience, you got to hear this. Like, so this is the best part about the show is unlike other shows that we all do and the podcast and this and that, this is not scripted. You guys might actually, we might want to actually get a camera crew in each of our homes, crap, so we can actually film the hour before the show. So you guys can see the inner workings of what goes on a show that you try to do as live as possible and you try to do new things an hour before. It is the craziest idea.
Well, it was funny because, all right, like I've been working a lot. So, and it's like 75 miles, right? So like to go back and forth. And then I was like, okay, so yesterday we were supposed to meet with Jay,
right,
and go over the show. And so you messaged me on Skype. You're like, hey, where you at? We're going to go like a meeting and go over stuff with Jay. And I was like, man, I'll be at like 7:15, 7:30. So there I was at like 7:30. Me and Jay had a meeting. Mooch nowhere to be found.
It was funny. Listen, all day yesterday, I'm like, listen, I want this meeting to happen. I really, really want this meeting to happen. And Crap says I can't make it, that's totally legit. Totally legit. So that being said, he says 7:15. I'm not gonna lie to you, Crap. So I read it, I saw it, and I completely it just left my mind. I looked down, it was like whatever it was, 8 o'clock, and I look at my DMs, and there's you and Jay being like, where the hell is he? I don't know. What's going on? Here's the truth. And this is the dog ate my homework scene right here. But I was playing Destiny with a bunch of people trying to level up my goddamn third character, which may never, ever happen. But like, so I looked down, I'm like, God damn, I missed it again. I'm like, shit. So anyways, the audience has to understand we are literally doing a lot of the show about an hour and a half before the show, which is just hysterical to me. I love it.
So last night we did game night. And by the time I went to bed, it's like 1 a.m. And then I was up at like 4 so that I could do work and then get back in time for MNC in the morning so that we could do it.
Well, you're hopped up on shit right now. What are you on?
Well, what happened was on the way in, I was like, man, I'm tired as hell. So I was like, I'm going to stop at this Dunkin' Donuts in the drive-thru and grab me like a frozen Dunkaccino because I'm not really a coffee person, but I like those because it's like hot chocolate and coffee, like frozen. And they like stirred up. And so I go to the drive-thru and I'm like, yeah, give me one of those frozen Dunkaccinos. And they're usually only in one size, which is kind of like a small medium cup, right? And so I was like, just give me that. And she's like, well, which size do you want? And I was like, I thought it was only one size. She goes, they come in all sizes, sir. And I was like, I guess large? I don't know. And she's like, okay. So I go in there. It's like this bucket of stuff, right? And I was like, holy crap. So like on the way home, it's like down in this thing. Next thing you know, it's like gone. And I'm like, man, I'm perked up as hell right now. They're like, yeah, I am lit.
Well, I'm glad because like you said, you got like 3 hours sleep. And that's the same thing with me. Like, you know what it is? You have kids in the house, right? And a lot of people listening right now are definitely having their cup of coffee. Want to slow it down a little bit and have everybody just take a sip of that coffee and relax because I was up this morning hearing the kids argue back and forth. So I got about 5 hours sleep myself. And I said, boy, this might have been the best idea we've ever had, Crap. Or what the hell were we thinking doing a Sunday morning show? It's only 10:30 over here, 10:45-ish. And 7 something, God bless the people on the West Coast that get up to listen to this. I believe today, Crap, I was just doing a lot of talking over the week about the show. And I'm getting a lot of really good feedback from our European friends, and they're pumped. I think we're going to get a lot of calls. Jez says he would be calling in, but who knows? He may be running around or mowing his lawn. It's like mid-afternoon over in Europe. Yeah. But yeah, this is great. I think last night's community game night went over pretty well. I got to do. Except for one, right? Crap, we had one irritable host.
Yeah, like I don't even know if she's up watching right now. She could just be still. I haven't seen her in the chat box, but maybe it's a good thing. But yeah, we were like, from the minute I got in that chat last night, she was just like, She-Wolf was just meow meow. And I was like,
there's that you hear that call coming in. That's probably She-Wolf. Yeah. She's actually on the way to your house to put her foot up your ass, and I'm going to get a virtual middle finger any second now. No, it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. She was angry, and then I was like, man, where's GKB, man? He'll back me up a bit. GKB just quiet.
Oh no, GKB pulled the husband card. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm out.
he's just like, I'm out of this. I'm not. You know what I mean? Because so everybody was going to play Destiny because Destiny has the private lobbies now, right? And so I'm like, cool. You know, that's cool because I have Destiny. That would be fun. You know, I like doing the multiplayer in Destiny. It's pretty good. So I was like, all right. Then I go to get on. Nope, there's an update. It's like 16 gigs, which my internet.
Just so the audience knows, we start at 9:30 at night, right? Crap comes on, says, I got an update here. It's about 12 gigs.
Yeah.
He starts downloading it. Crap just started playing 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can play now, but it was like, yeah, you know, you guys are already. I was like, damn, man, that sucks. And that's actually good for me. I think the update was like 14 or 15 gigs. So
well, here's the thing. Let me just put this out there to everybody. That game desperately needed that private match. I can't believe I've never said that before. And people say to me all the time, they're like, Mooch, you've never said this before about any other multiplayer game. And that's true. I don't know why. But this, let's be honest, Crap, and it sucks that you weren't able to play it, but you were there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, you can hear the shit talking was going on. There's a lot of things that Bungie knows how to do. And that is a multiplayer experience. I mean, they really, really did a good job with Destiny's multiplayer.
Yeah, well, one thing that I wish I could have been there for, because you were like, every time I line up to kill She-Wolf, there comes Foxfire out from behind me.
What a duo. What a team. You know?
And then you were like, hey, why don't you switch teams? And they would not allow it. They wouldn't have it. Like,
they wouldn't have it.
They were so serious.
I could have swore I was pretty clear, Crap. I said, all I want is this. I said, you pick on the other team whoever you want. You just give me Fox. And I'll take anybody else, and then we'll go from there. I sit there, I get up, I go get an adult beverage, okay, come back, and I look at the teams as the game is starting, and I'm like, nothing happened. I gave it a compelling case, and nothing happened. The teams were the same, and they said, well, here's the – wait, let me explain this to everybody. So mid-sentence into my speech of getting Fox on our team, they said, well, GKB's getting on. And he's good. I said, actually, GKB is extremely talented in multiplayer. He's very good at that. He's very competitive. So they're like, isn't GKB good? I go, absolutely. That did not mean that I countered and I wanted to trade GKB for Fox. I still wanted Fox on my team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that didn't work out very well. But, the aspect of Destiny and, I want to get into this a little bit further. If anyone's listening that calls in, somebody please tell me. Last night I went on to go and buy the Rise of Iron DLC, and I could not find the standalone on the Xbox store. They had the full game at $60. I don't want that. And then they had a $40, not $30, but a $40 edition, Crap. So I had a really hard time finding that, and I reached out to a few people who couldn't help me out. So is that available, or do I have to go to GameStop and actually buy like a Rise of Iron DLC, code or something like that, and just put that in separately? I know you guys might not know the answer to that.
You know what? I don't really know. I'm trying to Google it and see what the deal is, but it looks like, from what I can see, it looks like, let's see, you can buy it right from Bungie. I'm gonna check Xbox Live, but yeah, it was.
But if you buy it right from Bungie, how do you transfer that to your Xbox Live?
I have no idea. I'm guessing they give you a code or something. I just.
Is it $30?
It should be. I mean, that's what the expansion is.
Somebody told me last night, shout out to Hellspawn, he was playing with us last night. He was saying to me that, you might have missed the window. Now Rise of Iron is $40. That can't be. There's no way Bungie would do that. I mean, they're trying to get, I think at the end of the term, they're trying to scoop as many people into the garbage can as possible. They're just trying to shovel us all in there. So I don't think they would deter people by saying, you didn't pre-order it early enough. You could pre-order up to like 15 minutes before launch.
Yeah, you know what's weird is I'm looking on Xbox Live, and it says it's only available in a bundle.
Yeah, that's what I found yesterday.
So it's like jump to bundles, Destiny Collection, $60. Huh?
But what's the deal with that? I mean, now it's not $30. Now the bundle's $40 or $60.
Or all I see is a $60 option.
Well, here's what's funny, Crap. So you have to click onto that bundle for $60, and then it opens up some other options. And you keep clicking through with Rise of Iron, and eventually you'll get to a $40 one. But I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, that is a little bit insane. Okay, now if you go to Amazon, it looks like you can get the digital code for $29.99.
All right. Well, it looks like that's what I'll have to do because that's not a big deal. You buy it on. I hate doing business with Amazon, but
Yeah, I do too.
You dial it in, you pay for it, you'll get an email probably within less than a day.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I wanted to remind everybody that our voicemail is set up now. If you guys call in to MC Mornings on Skype, you can now leave a voicemail and we can play it over the air. And you guys can like call in or whatever. If somebody's calling in and it's busy or whatever, you can leave a voicemail and do that, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to kind of reiterate how people have to do, like if you missed last week's show, how you guys are going to have to do the call-in segments are going to be like this. So ring, ring. Hey, I'm going to call in. Hey, it's me, Crab Gamer. I'm in Florida. I think I'm a mooch maniac, man. Woo, mooch. Yeah, what's up? So what do you think about this all Scorpio games in 4K from the first party studios, man? Hit me up later, man. I'm out. That's how you guys got to handle it. You know what I mean? You just go in there, your name, where you're from, your comment, your question, and out.
That was actually a really good. Crap. I really like it when you do like just an impression of somebody else under your own thought process. Yeah. It's amazing how you come up with this.
It is.
I mean, what else has been going on, Crap, news-wise? Anything happening in the world?
Well, you know what? There's different like news stuff, but I kind of actually wanted to talk a little bit about this Hello Games situation. Yeah. With so some of you guys might know, Hello Games, they're the ones that made No Man's Sky. They're gone. They're AFK. Yeah. Sean Murray, he's witness protection or something. I don't know. Like he's with Jimmy Hoffa somewhere doing something. I don't know, but nobody knows where the hell this guy is. Yeah. So for the last since probably the release or the release of the PlayStation 4, Sony has been hyping No Man's Sky. It was at E3 multiple times. And you know what's funny is I know you don't like her, but that Naomi girl that does stuff on like the Fix or whatever from IGN.
We should clarify that though, Crap. Because I mean, dislike is a strong term these days.
Yeah.
Right? It used to be hate. Hate is, now you can say hate. Yeah. You do 5 years in prison. So dislike is a strong word. It's not her so much, but you can see that she's easily influenced by the higher ups in the media at that point.
But I will say that lately, like she did one of the fixes about like the Sean Murray story or whatever, and she's like, yeah, Yoshida calls them out and said that this and that and the other thing, and she goes, but wasn't it Sony that brought them out and hyped them up for the E3 after E3? And I was like, holy crap, you know what I mean? Like she's right. She was kind of sticking it to them, and basically Sony were the ones that were PRing this, right?
Right.
Sony were the ones that were like, there's going to be this amazing experience, infinite planets, and had the guy out there crying and all this stuff, right? And then now Yoshida's like, well, I can see why people are upset. They were misleading the people. And I'm thinking, Sony were the one that parading these people around like the freaking second coming. You know what I mean? Like I was just like absolutely kind of stunned by this. And Yoshida's just like, yeah, I can see why people are upset. And I'm just thinking the whole time, like, how do they get out of this stuff? Like, I wish I could be that slippery.
Listen, let's be honest. Well, let's go through the history. We're not going to use prime examples, but remember something, Crap. The media makes a story. The media takes away a story. Okay. So yes, they are reporting it. That's their due diligence. That's why when people say to me all the time, they're like, Mooch, you don't understand. They say things about Sony too. I'm like, they say things about Sony, but they drop it. There's still podcasts that are on not our podcasts, big podcasts that are followed through with Kotaku and what once was with Polygon, they have theirs. They still bring up the 2013 launch of the Microsoft Xbox One event. Like what I'm trying to say is when something becomes newsworthy and then the news stops covering it, we all go back to our everyday lives. But the media talks about Sony's issues, the Hello Games, the fraud that's going on behind the scenes. You wonder why people are leaving. Why did Jack Tretton leave Sony? Well, because everything was awesome. You guys think he's playing 18 holes in the morning of golf and then 18 holes in the afternoon of golf? No. He's working somewhere right now, but he left because he saw that everything was going down the shitter. Where's Fat Boy Boys? He went back to go work for Iron Galaxy. He was flying around the world with Sony International, and now he's stuck at some rooftop building in the middle of nowhere making a game that maybe no one gives a shit about. Like, you got to understand, people went and hit the eject button so fast to get out of there recently because they know that company's not moving forward. When you work for a company like Microsoft in the Xbox division, or the Windows division, or Sony in the PlayStation division. Crap, they know more than what's coming down the pipe in 15 minutes. They know what's happening in the next 3 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So they knew nothing was coming. They knew nothing was coming. Again, I say this all the time, and I think it's really, really funny. But my whole point is that if you go back and watch the Jeff Keighley interview with Jack Tretton, when he goes, Jack, you guys knocked it out of the park, Jack Tretton's like, shut up. We got nothing coming. And actually, I'm leaving in a month. That's what he wanted to say. I'm actually leaving soon. So
he got that taste of the PS3 off of his, you know what I mean, out of his mouth. Because if you look at what the PS3 did, like go back and look at the PS2, right? Like Sony completely had like 95% of the market. It was really embarrassing for the other companies, right? Like they had so many with that, and then they come out even North America, you know. Right. So to lose as much market share as they did to the 360 and the Wii was absolutely embarrassing. They got embarrassed. I know they ended up, like, people will damage control it and say, well, they ended up selling, you know, about the same as the 360, but when you were selling, you know, as much as you were with the PS2 to, you know, even be in competition with them after that point is really shows how bad you managed that particular console. Right. And so once the PS4 took off, which again wasn't really by anything that Sony did, it was more what Microsoft did.
You know, a lot of people. Oh, go ahead, crap. No, finish your thought.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say that, you know, he just jumped out like on top. You know, he's like, "Thank you, good night." You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're a Seinfeld fan, so when like they leave on the high joke or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, leaving a high note, absolutely.
Yeah, that's basically what he did.
Well, but the thing is, though, see, the case in point, then, right, crap? Because so you're telling me the launch of the PS4 was the high note.
Supposedly.
Well, that's my point, right? Could you imagine if me and you were not doing MC Mornings, we were launching a new clothing line, Moochie Crap Clothing, coming to you soon. All of a sudden, we launch it. We do the huge presence on stage in Milan, Italy, showing off the wardrobe. And the minute we're done, they're like, "That went really well, everybody. That was amazing. You guys really wowed the industry." And we're like, "Yeah, we just sold all 100% of our stock and shares." Like, what the hell happened?
Exactly. Like I have no idea. It kind of blows my mind sometimes with this whole situation. I just, you know, it's a little bit frustrating, but it's like you see some stuff where I'll think that some of the media is turning around or whatever. But at the end of the day, you see IGN reviewed the PS4 Slim and gave it an 8. And then the Xbox One S gets an 8.5. So apparently, like, having the ability for the optical out and a 4K Blu-ray player with 4K upscales and better performance and, you know, better Wi-Fi, apparently that's only worth an 8.5 more than than a PS4. Oh, also the better controller. Let's not forget that Microsoft redesigned the controller. It's got longer range. It's Bluetooth. It's basically an $80 controller that they throw it in for free now. And but hey, that's only worth, you know, a 0.5 more than this PS4 where they stripped everything out and even the optical drive, and they're just like, well, here it goes, and this thing looks like uglier than sin. You know,
we're kind of walking and beating around the bush on one thing, crap, and we talk about it, but we're not finishing the point. They took the optical out. Do you know? Listen to Game Night last night, okay? I think only one person out of the 14 to 16 people that were coming in and out of Game Night, only one person was using a small given to you headset and then using their soundbar. Everybody else is using a headset, a Premier headset. Like, you can't plug your Astros in anymore if you're buying a PS4 Slim.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, how is this not a big deal? I don't know. I mean, you can through the actual, USB, but people like using the optical out because they're using the USBs for other exterior functions. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. For me, that's something that's being glossed over, and that pisses me off that why this needs to be a major mind. Can you imagine if the Xbox One S did this? It wouldn't be getting even lower. And the Xbox One S, I think, is averaging an 8, and the PS4 Slim took stuff out of the box for the same price, and they're getting the same number. I mean, there's still bias going on here. There's still a ridiculous slant in Sony's favor, and it bothers me. It really, and it should bother everybody listening.
It does. You know what's funny is we were talking. Oh, we got a phone call.
Let's go.
You're live with Mooch and Crap.
Hey guys, the hardcore casual gamer here, all the way from South Africa. I want to ask you guys, and I'll try and keep this as brief as possible. Where do you guys see the future of gaming heading? Is it VR? Because Sony seems to be invested heavily in VR tech. Personally, I think that...
wow. I think that was that our caller's dog?
No, I think that was Jay's dog.
So Jay muted it. We lost the caller.
I see the future as being in augmented reality, and I'm quite excited on what that can bring to the table. So, do you guys think of virtual reality?
Okay, well, I think basically what he's asking is is the future of gaming going to be like VR?
Well, why don't you take that away, Crap? Because I have plenty to add. I want to hear. I mean, tell everybody about the apparatus. You love having an apparatus on your head when you get home.
Yeah, I mean,
work,
you know, when I get home from a hard days of work, there's nothing that I like doing better than strapping my head into a hot, sweaty, stinky apparatus where I can't see and my depth of vision and reality is distorted. I mean, that's what everybody dreams of, right? I mean, that's the American dream.
Well, let me bring it down to like something that I think a lot of people can really understand. When I get home, okay, I have my duties as you have your duties as a husband, as a homeowner, as a father. All these things all come into play, right? So just hear me out. Then there comes a time where your better half, whether your wife will say to you, "Oh, you know what? Go ahead. You want to enjoy? I know you got Destiny coming up or something like that. If you want to like level up or do something." I still feel a little guilty, even though yesterday was Saturday. We did a ton of stuff around the house. We got a lot accomplished. So then it was like 6 o'clock, and I was like, the kids actually don't even mind watching. They're like, that's really cool, this and that. So I get Destiny up, and I'm going somewhere with this to answer Hardcore's question. I sit there. I'm totally talking to my family. I have the controller in hand. I have a headset on, but I have like one ear off to the side so I can still talk to everyone in the family, and I'm still talking to the group I was playing with. But there was a bit of guilt. And I think a lot of people listening are going to understand where I'm coming from. I felt bad. I felt like I should be doing something else, which is why I usually game way into the late night, and I don't game during the day because I'm doing stuff around the house. But my point being is, now imagine a VR setup, Crap, where now it's not a controller in my hand. Now I can't hear my family. I can't see them. I'm just going to sit there and walk around. The kids would walk into the room, and it would look like I was a blind man walking around with my hands out. They would be like, what is wrong with Dad? What happened to him recently? I mean, there's just a problem, I think, with VR takes you out. It puts you into an experience, but it completely takes you away from reality. And I'm sorry, I know that sounds really cool to people, but it's not realistic. A lot of things are cool. Like, remember that floating hoverboard in Back to the Future, Crap?
Yeah.
That was really cool when we were kids, right? I'm like, I want that because like skateboards were huge in the 80s. I had like 3 skateboards. I skated all. Like, that was huge. But then I was like, I want that hoverboard. But then when you saw somebody actually try to even mimic one like 15 years later, you're like, that shit doesn't really work. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't work well over grass, or it doesn't work well over water. Or whatever. So my point being is like,
you need power.
You need power. So I mean, with virtual reality, it's my hoverboard. It looks really cool. But in reality, I'm sorry, man. It's just not going to work for the everyday house owner or the homeowner. You know, that's my whole thing. In Hardcore, to answer your question further, I think you talked a little bit about AR. He was talking about augmented reality. Here's my thing. I'm not really 110% on the augmented reality train, but I'm 50% and I'm paying attention because I wouldn't mind playing games that we have like, all right, I don't want anything to do with Pokemon Go. I mean, anybody that follows me on Twitter or anything, any of these podcasts,
you got to catch them all, Mooch. Come on.
Yeah, you got to catch them all.
You got to catch them all.
I'd like to just block them all. But, you know, my point is that I can't stand that type of game. But if you take that game and make it into something that's a little bit more action-packed, I don't know. I'm not the developer. I'm not creative that way. I may be very interested in something like that I can do while I'm still able to see what's going on in everyday life. You know, a phone call comes, you can still answer the phone. It's that a text message.
Oh, we got a phone call.
Another phone call. Jay Williams.
Fellas.
What up?
Hey, I'm from Michigan. I was born in Detroit, but I had to get the hell out of that hellhole. But I still live in Michigan. But I'm Dirk Griggity on Twitter, just in case. I know I tweeted you guys before, so that's who it is. Fellas, I don't really have a question. I have more of a statement. First of all, I enjoy the console war thing. It's fun to me. It always has been, always will be. Obviously, I'm an Xbox guy, but just the whole thing is fun. But I'm already noticing these ponies. I listened to a pony podcast yesterday just to see what they were going to cry about. And these guys are already crying. The Scorpio's going to be $800. The PS4 has a year ahead of them. They have a year lead on them. The Scorpion's going to be dead in the water. And it's to the point. I just laugh because, like Crap said like a month ago on his on like BGST. These last 3 years have been hard for the Xbox guys, and we finally can just say, "Hey, kiss our ass, you Sony ponies. Xbox is on the way up." Thanks, guys. That's all I got.
You know, I want to, Crap, if you don't mind, I want to just start with that,
Go
because
ahead,
everybody
man.
knows the console war is something that I have to talk about. I first of all, thanks for the call, and to be honest with you,
That was a great call, actually.
he's 100% accurate. I'm also a fan of the console war, and let me tell you why. No, I don't like the bickering and I don't like the hate, but the console war can also be something healthy. There's a soda war, there's a favorite cereal war, there's a console war, there's a favorite BMW versus Mercedes war, and there's a war on anything in the world that has two companies competing.
Yeah, Chevy versus Ford, or like football, baseball. Like, we all have something we root for. It's like, you don't hear people go, "Oh, why do you got to pick a team to like in football?" Right?
Yeah.
Just be neutral. You know, just enjoy football. I'm like, no, come on, man. If I'm not, if I'm not getting sick to my stomach watching my team, then I don't know. It's just not the same. It doesn't do anything.
Well, listen, and I'm not going to get into specifics, Crap, but let's talk about religion for 1 second. This is broad. This isn't specific. But people are like, come on, man, don't get into the console war. Let's love video games as a whole. Listen, even if you're atheist, even if you believe in nothing, you still have picked nothing.
Yeah.
You've picked something. This is a Seinfeld episode waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You've picked something that's nothing. So my point being here is that no matter what it is in life, you've made a choice, whether it be as simple as what you're going to have for dinner tonight, or what your religion is, or your favorite console. It's okay. My point being is this: there is a need for the war in this case, because and this is the answer to the gentleman's question, okay? The war for me has taken on a lot more than just bickering with ponies. For me, this war is us versus the media. And that's because we said it earlier on the show. We're going to talk about it later on the show, and we're probably going to be talking about it 2 years from now. The media still does not want to put the truth out. And when they do put the truth out, it's in fine print, and you need a microscope to read it. So, I mean, Crap, what's your take on the console war? I mean, I think it's necessary.
I love it. You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing. There's the console war, like what we do, where we talk up what we love or whatever. And, again, like, to me, it's worth it because people will message me and say, "Hey, man, thanks. I didn't realize that the Xbox was good. I thought it was crap because based on what the media was saying or what my friend was saying or Billy Bob or whoever," you know what I mean? So it's good to have outlets that actually, like us, that can cover it. And then as far as, we don't take it to the extremes. Like me and you, none of us, even BGST, Xbox Nation, Crossfire, none of us have gone to the extremes of, photoshopping people or doing dirty things like that, or trying to ruin people's interviews that other podcasts might have or whatever, because that's pretty scumbag moves.
Yes.
All those, that's really low. Like, to me, if you want to like sit there and say PlayStation's the best or whatever all day, that's fine. I don't care. Right. You know what I mean? But it's like, we take it to, it's just the consoles. We talk about video games. It's something we like and enjoy. We managed to get in gaming, life, work, family, all that stuff just fine. So like, a lot of people that are like, well, why don't you just focus on this? And I'm just like, I can focus on it all. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I prefer to do. It's like, people act like it takes a ton of time. It doesn't. Like, I could be at work and be on my Twitter and tell some Sony pony like, "Hey, man, you're a jackass." It doesn't take any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't. So
no, I think that's spot on. Oh,
hey, we got a call.
The producer,
Jay. He wants to be called Jay.
Yeah, Jay. The formerly known as Jay Williams will now be known as Jay.
Yeah, he's just Jay.
Jay made that clear to us earlier today. By the way, I will slip and I will still call him Jay Williams 80 more times.
Who do we got, Jay?
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Give me a second.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm never done talking about a lot of people that we've had on Crossfire or even on Xbox Nation. They come on and they always say, "Why do you guys partake in the console war?" And I'm like, I don't. First of all, you put it that way, it sounds awful, right? So it sounds like I run out of my house with a sharp knife.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
screaming a la snack bar.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not. It's not I'm not promoting it in that aspect. I'm just trying to tell people that it exists. Okay. And it's not going away. You like that crap? It's like I just run out with
Yeah, we got like hatchets and stuff, and we're like, you know what I mean, just like going out there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we got X-Con on the line.
Oh, great. What's up, Xbot?
Xbot.
What's going on, guys? It's Xbot calling from Connecticut. Yo, basically the question I have is with the the release of Recore and how it seems like the community is embracing this title, they're really liking this game. Do you guys think this will spark like a renaissance where you see more games coming out that kind of have that old school mentality to it and kind of bring that fun that we used to have when we were kids playing the games, bring that fun back into like present day?
Okay, well, I think that's a good question. I like that Microsoft took a chance with Recore. It is an old school feeling game, and I'm hoping that it's successful because I would love to see a sequel with that game. And I think that it's a portfolio game that Microsoft doesn't have. Like they want something to be successful outside of Forza, Halo, and Gears. They want that, but it's up to us to kind of embrace that. We can't force it. But I will say that I see way more people on my friends list playing Recore than I did with like Quantum Break or Sunset Overdrive or Rise. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that translates into really good sales, enough to warrant doing a sequel down the line sooner rather than later, because I like the old school kind of throwback to Metroid, Mario, or a Metroid and Metroid Prime-ish kind of Mega Man hybrid. Yeah, also maybe some Tomb Raider thrown into it. I don't know, like Zelda. It's a good mashup of quality games there. So I'm a big fan of that.
Well, Recore, when Recore was brought into the scene, shout out to Too Much Food. Food wrote me yesterday. And he's like, Mooch, I'm seeing you say all these things about like the nostalgia of the Mega Man and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you said that Recore kind of takes all these great ideas and puts a splash on it. I go, yeah. He goes, but you said you hated all those old games and you don't want to play them anymore. I said, no. I said, I told this to Food. I said, Food, when in our prior conversations, I said, what I've said to you before was, I don't want a, Super Mario Brothers 87 or Sonic 13,000. I mean, what I'm saying is take the great play that is Mario Brothers, the great play that was Sonic the Hedgehog, and take those attributes that you loved in them, and then be creative developers. Make a new game that uses some of those older fun like mechanics. You know what I'm saying, crap? Like that's the part of Recore that I like. I like the dash. I like the firing mech. I like the way that you don't lock onto a headshot, but you lock onto a target, yet then you have to use different D-pad, or if you have an Elite controller, you're using different paddles to change your color combination for weapon hits and weapon volume damage and things like that. It's different brain function for playing the game, and it's the way we used to be as a kid. So what I'm saying is, let's do a 50-50 nostalgia, kind of like what Recore was. Bring me back some of the great mechanics that was the 80s and 90s, but give it a 2016 splash, an image, quality, jaggies, colors, lighting, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm trying to say? Say, give me the best of both worlds. And I'm not asking for a lot. You're like, Mooch, that's a lot. Not really. I'm asking you to use mechanics that are already kind of developed and polished them, right? Like, if you guys want to go back and play Contra is a great game, but go hook your NES up and play Contra. That game you'll just throw the controller again. Half the time, the response time is awful. But I'm saying, take those types of mechanics, like boost them up, clean them up, make them polished, and then give us a Contra type game now. That's amazing. And that would be cool. Something like that.
Can I also, I want to point out something that I've actually thought about after Xbox Nation and Crossfire.
Yeah.
Xbox gamers tend to be a lot stiffer and tougher on Xbox games. Like I noticed that with Recore, even the fans are like, you know what, I like it, but then there's this, like there was a texture problem, or there was a couple frames per second drops, so I'm gonna harp about that nonstop, or you know what I mean? Like they're just nonstop, like the Xbox dudes. And I think you brought something up similar, which was Xbox dudes go in all the time on Xbox stuff. Like they're sometimes too hard. Like if there's a legit gripe, I say yeah, because I reviewed Recore. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I said, you know what? I hit like a 1 minute loading time a couple of times. There was a few frames per second drops. There was an issue where the waypoint wouldn't show up and I'd have to go back into the crawler and then leave. But those are minor. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? Those aren't really big deals to me because the game was a lot of fun. And I think that people are just being too hard. Like, could you imagine if a reviewer at IGN or some big place was like, you know what, Uncharted 4 was good, but they had the gripes that I had. Like, well, I just find it like weird. Nobody brought this up. His brother, it comes out of nowhere, even though in previous games they said he was an only child, or that stupid crate. I know I harp on the crate, but imagine people actually doing that and not being a joke or hyperbole like me, right? Imagine if IGN's like, okay, well, we're going to deduct points because you had that crate was everywhere and you had to push it around, and these are ancient ruins, and why are there wheels on this crate? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean,
if people were to do that, like you don't see PlayStation dudes dogging their games. Even No Man's Sky, like the PlayStation dudes are like, it's great. You just don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? It's like they refuse to admit a game could have an issue or anything. Whereas Xbox dudes, they're the opposite. They go in maybe too hard on the games, like they expect too much or whatever. You know what I mean?
Break it down into two sections. The biggest complaint with Recore right now is the load times. That's all I keep hearing. Yeah. Meanwhile, last night when we were playing Destiny, all right, I literally made Thanksgiving dinner early during 2 matches. I had that much time in between to actually get up. I made a drink. I mean, you come back, you're still talking. Nothing's happening. Destiny is glorious applause, and people are like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. The load times are terrible in that game, and it's 2 years. They haven't made that any better. Yet Recore, it's less than a minute, and it's occasionally. Sometimes it pops right in. And like you say, Xbox people, I say it all the time, don't stop being critical to make the product better, but don't be so overly critical that it's annoying. My other thing is this. The game's $40. Yeah. Okay? The game is $40. If you go to a mom and pop pizza place and you order a supreme pizza at the mom and pop, I'm telling you right now, that puppy's
here we go. Moochism, first moochism of the day, really.
Yes, you're paying around $27. It's $27, which is a lot of money. I'm saying it's probably even overpriced. Okay, but it's going to be delicious. Now you go to CC's Pizza. I don't know if you guys have a CC's out there.
Yeah, we have them. Yeah,
I recommend you avoid it. You should avoid it like the plague. But okay, $5 all you can eat pizza. All of a sudden, the guy next to you says, this pizza is not like mom and pop down the road. You're like, no shit. You paid $5.35 for all you could eat plus a salad bar and a fucking sundae. Listen, my point being is like, this is the same thing. So the few things that you mentioned, right, Crap, you said, oh, this thing doesn't happen right away. The load times are a little bit long. The game is still sound. It's a ton of fun, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
I haven't heard anyone that has played the game that has. I mean, everybody's always come up with, oh, well, there was that load time problem or whatever, but nobody said they didn't have fun with that. Everybody's like, man, I'm having a blast with this game. You know, it's fun. And so some people have asked me, they're like, what do you think? Hey, if you like CC's, all good, man. Like, they have some good, like dessert pizzas and stuff. Hey, we got a phone call.
Phone call.
What do we got going on, Jay?
Hey guys, my name is Justin. I'm from Virginia Beach, and my question is, I wanted to know what you guys think is going to happen to Sony this Christmas, because I see a lot of gamers, they don't really like the PlayStation Pro. They think it's gonna flop. So, do you think if it actually does flop, do you think that's going to be the end of Sony? Thanks.
Perfect. Perfect. That's how you handle calls. That's perfect.
Yeah,
right. You jump in. Yeah, you get. Maybe we should like ramp Jay's mic up a little bit though. But yeah, I think that Sony will be fine. I don't think that the PS4 Pro is going to sell like millions of. I don't think that the PS4 Pro is going to sell millions or anything like that. Yeah, see, Jay's mic is a little bit low because I got my turned up to like 90.
Yeah,
my volume. So yeah, like you can crank his up in the hangout there, Mooch. Like if you go to the control room.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not bad. It's just that it could use a little fine tuning. I will do that.
Yeah, well, yeah. And so anyway, yeah, Sony will be fine. They're gonna maybe take November. I'll be interested to see how November goes. I still wouldn't put it past Microsoft to win in that, because we're seeing the Xbox One S sell at a really good price. They're selling it for like $250, $270. With a card and all that stuff. So, and we don't want PlayStation to go away, right? Like if you're an Xbox fan, you don't want there to be less competition, because that's bad for everybody. And if you're a PlayStation fan, you don't want less competition. Can you imagine a world where you had to listen to what Sony wants only? That would be terrible. We get the best when people have competition, right? Like
that's right.
There would be no PSN Plus if there was an Xbox Live. We wouldn't be getting free games on Xbox Live if they hadn't done it on PlayStation Plus. So it always kind of goes back and forth like that. And Sony will be fine. They're not going to be as fine as Xbox, I don't think. I think Microsoft has really got a lot of momentum in their hands, but I think that Sony, it's starting to come back on them when you got people like Colin Moriarty say, Sony, where's the games? I mean, and he says it in a way that really shuts up fanboys. You know how we get the list. And did you hear that thing where he's like, Last Guardian, nobody's going to care about that. And he's like, and then you got Gravity Rush 2, who cares? You know what I mean? He's like, he's saying, he's keeping it real.
He's finally like, speaking what we've been saying for 3 years.
Yeah, like nobody cares about Niho in these games. You know what I'm saying? There's a small percentage, but it's not, you know, people, let's be honest. If you're a gamer, there's certain IPs for each console that you give a crap about, right? If it's Nintendo, it's going to be Mario, not Mario, by the way. It's going to be Mario. It's going to be Zelda. It's going to be Zelda. It's going to be like
if I can this is late breaking news crap. Just so you know, me and you have officially been banned from game night. She Wolf has already written into the chat. She said Mooch and crap are permanently banned for our what we said early on, and after that Mario comment, I think we're completely out.
Well, you know what's funny was like they came in late, and I typed in the chat. I was like, we talked a little bit about Grumpy She Wolf in the chat or at the beginning of the show. She's like, why? I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was yeah, but anyway,
we got
a call.
JW. Can we say J Dubs?
Question, guys. This is Hugo Ghost from the UK. What are your thoughts regarding how people are now saying the 2-ton PlayStation 4 Pro will render the Scorpio dead on arrival because it will have the market to itself for a whole year? Cheers, guys.
Awesome question, crap. And let me tell you something. You know, let me answer that gentleman's question real quick. What you just heard is what Sony is basically saying. Sony executives are now coming out saying we'll have a leg up on Microsoft for a full year with the PS4 Pro. I got news for you, crap. That puppy's not. I'm not going to say it's not going to sell. Everything sells with a Sony logo. I mean, people are wearing T-shirts for God's sakes, but that thing is not going to sell like they think it's going to sell.
I don't think it's going to sell that well, and I think that, you know, and the fact that Sony's out there going, hey, it's not misleading that we call our console a 4K machine is bullshit. Like, and I'm just calling it how it is right now. You had Microsoft, Shannon Loftus come out in an interview saying,
yes,
all of our first party games on Scorpio are going to be native 4K, and that's huge. And not only do I think that the games that are coming out on Scorpio are going to be 4K, but I think there's going to be a patch for, say, Gears 4 because that can run 4K on Windows. So how easy would that be for them to just patch that, right? I think Killer Instinct is going to be 4K. I wouldn't doubt it if they get a post patch for Forza Horizon 3 because that's 4K on Windows as well. I wouldn't doubt it if they patch in 4K support for Rise of the Tomb Raider. You know what I mean? Obviously, Scalebound, Sea of Thieves, you know, I think these games are all going to be 4K native on Xbox Scorpio, and I think that what's happening is people are upgrading their TVs at a really fast pace right now, and I think Microsoft is helping to drive that, to be honest with you. Microsoft is like, here's your starter kit. 18 months from now, we're going to come out with a native 4K gaming machine, and Sony are the ones that are going to be left behind because these consoles take a couple of years, 2.5 years to come out with. You know what I mean? And once you have something that's like 4K native capable, I mean, that's it. So even if like 2.5 years later, after Scorpio, Sony comes out with something that can do 4K as well, then they're both on the same playing field. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they're surpassing it and doing 6K.
But you said it, crap. We have to just take what you said and we just have to add a little bit to it because what you said is very crucial for the audience to hear, okay? When Microsoft launches Scorpio, on day one, not day 100, on day one, you'll already have all the games that you already have on Microsoft's first-party studios running at a native 4K, and they can do that with literally the flip of a switch. And I know we used to joke about that, but they already have it. You just said it yourself. They already have it. So day one, when you come home, you know we're going to get 1 or 2 games from Microsoft that are going to be playing that are new on Scorpio that'll play at 4K. Not exclusive to Scorpio, but the game will come out when Scorpio launches. You'll be able to buy it on your Xbox One S, Xbox One Fat, or you'll be able to play it on Scorpio. But Scorpio will be ready at 4K. But also when you go home, you'll be able to plug it in and play, you just said it, Forza Horizon 3, Gears, probably Recore, maybe Dead Rising. Who knows? All these games will come to you in 4K because Microsoft already has it with the UWP, Universal Windows Platform. These are things that Sony don't have ready. Listen, If you don't believe me, don't. That's fine. But there's tweets out from Sony saying, we're eventually going to give you The Last of Us remastered.
Yeah.
You know, like you're going to get it in 4K native, but it's going to take time. They don't have software ready for this. They actually have to go back in and build it again. You know what I'm saying? They have to do certain amounts of code and then code testing, and that takes time. So Sony can't flip a switch like Microsoft can. Microsoft's been working on this for this Windows 10 thing's been a decade in the works, crap, not 15 minutes. And if I could also, crap, I know you like to do this all the time. I want to just do a real quick shout out that we have 319 people in here on my channel, which is huge. I mean, I have a fraction of subscribers that you have, and we were a little over 400 last year on yours. So I'm honored that everybody made a trip over to my channel. I never ask somebody to subscribe, but if you want to keep in touch with us, I always appreciate you guys subbing, to the Mooch.
I think that's a phone call. Jay.
J Dubs, take it away.
There we go.
J Dubs.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? This is Jimmy. Mooch, you probably know me because I tweet you all the time. But first-time caller, long-time listener. I love you guys' show. You guys tell the truth. Nice. Nothing against me, but I've always been an Xbox fan. They give me the better. But here's my question to you guys. Recore, what is the deal with the kind of the low scores? Now, I know everybody's just been giving, like, average scores to Recore, but I've been playing it for, like, the past couple of days, and I really love it. I'm not too sure what the experiences is, but I want to get you guys' opinion on that. And also, second thing, with the exclusives coming out and all the actual other games coming out, do you guys expect Scalebound to be a big game? I'm really anticipating that game. Thanks, guys. Keep up doing what you're doing. I'll take the answer off the air. You guys are the truth. Thanks.
Oh yeah, you know what? These people are really getting it though. Like the call-ins, they're coming in. Hey, this is such and such from here. Here's my question, and get off because it's really clear that way. That was a very pronounced caller. You know what I mean? Like, and I do think, look, Recore is great. I thought it's fantastic. I just think that Microsoft new IPs are getting. I don't think they're getting a fair shake this generation. Right. You know what I mean? Just look at Sunset Overdrive. I think that ended up getting like an 80 or something, but. That's to me that game was as close to a 90 as you could get. I think Scalebound is going to get docked too. I just think that I don't think that they're going to get a ton of. I don't think it's going to be like a 90 or anything. You're probably going to see a 75 somewhere in between there.
Well, Jimmy made his question. I don't, for the first time, Jimmy, I don't know if I can necessarily give you the answer that I or you are looking for. I don't know why Microsoft games get mediocre scores. I mean, Recore. Listen, I'm only going to speak. And I'm going to paraphrase. I've played it as well. I've played it for the past 3-4 days. There's a couple of small things, but to be honest with you, if the media hadn't pointed out those small issues with the game, I'm not sure if I would have really picked up on them. Crap, you gave it an 8. And, I think if and when I get to it, I'm going to be somewhere in the vicinity there. I mean, the reason it's getting bad scores, Jimmy, to answer your question, is the media just doesn't like Microsoft. I mean, that's right. That brings us back to
they harp on every little thing about it. Like seriously, like everything.
Everything. I mean, they're nitpicking to the nth degree. The other thing is Recore is a $40 game, and I believe it was $60 for that piece of shit No Man's Sky. And, nobody said anything about – now, yes, they said it when the game was broken. It took the game to physically not work, and it took a campaign online to get people to issue refunds, which Sony's revoked now. I don't believe Sony's doing the refunds anymore.
Yeah, they're like, screw that.
Nope, they're like, nope, sorry, we got your money. Thank you. It's already in the motherland. So, I mean, my whole point is the reason is baffling, Jim. So, I don't know. I hope that with this little bit of, crap will say, momentum moving forward – we see a little bit of a change in pace. I think Recore should have done better overall. I don't think all the scores were wrong that it got, but I think some of them were definitely wrong. And I think you'll see.
And, people giving it a 4 or whatever, that's wrong. I mean, look, if you want to give it a 7, fine. 7.5, I'm good with that. But there's no way. Once you start getting into the 5s and stuff,
a 4 is a broken game.
Yeah, it's broken. Like, it shouldn't be playable at that point. You know what I mean? Like, if it's playable, then you know what I mean. Then you should. But people just like, oh my gosh, they're just looking.
Yeah, no, I agree. Jay. Buddy, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Live Wires calling from Jersey. What's going on? I have a real quick question as far as when it comes to Recore. Now, I've been looking on YouTube, and I saw a couple of reviews that people left, and they basically said, well, I played Recore for an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, and they say, well, I don't like the game. I don't like this. I don't like that. It's too easy. But yet they haven't actually played the main game. They literally played the tutorial, and they haven't even beaten the game because you need like 45 cores just to finish the game. But what do you think about people that basically give a full review saying like, this is what this game is, even though they haven't played most of the game, let alone beaten the game? And what are your thoughts on that? All right.
Oh, good question, Live Wires. Yeah, I think that it's an interesting thing, and there's a little bit of an echo going on. I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah, I am excited about the calls. But I do think that like the paid reviewers, if you're not a no rules reviewer such as myself, that like these paid professional reviewers should definitely put the time in, like 15 hours at least, 15 20 hours to know what the game's all about. If that's your job, then do your job. It's that simple. If that's the best way I can put it. Like, you gotta put your time in. It's like, seems like these guys don't want to play the Xbox games. They just kind of want to like hate on them or whatever. You know what I mean? The same thing happened to Quantum Break. I can remember that Jeff Gertzman guy who hates third-person shooters. Then why is he reviewing a third-person shooter?
Right. Well, I mean, I want to address another part. I'll say shout out to Live too. Big fan of Live.
Yeah.
Listen, the thing about it is this: when you're reading the reviews, and he said there's people said I played it for 3 hours. Like, you gotta. Everyone has told you. I've heard this. I'll say this: you need to play that game for a bit. Like, you don't need to put 10 hours into it, but you need to get past that first. I don't even think it's 3 hours. I think it's the first hour and a half you got to get through, and then once the map opens up, the game really opens up, and there's a lot more going on. You have a lot more freedom to move left and right. You can choose the dungeons. You can go here and there. You can upgrade as you will. You can choose to just level up and kind of what's the word I'm looking for there? Not mine, but like when you're just continuing to rack up. My point was you have to play the game, right? You play the game to win. Yeah. You have to play the game
to win the game.
You play to win the game. You got to play it. So when someone says you have played it for an hour, and it's not easy. It's I don't think it's the hardest game I've ever played. But it's definitely not an easy game. I think once you get the mechanics down, the switching from the color combination weapons, the game does kind of get a little bit more simple. But that's anything, right? I mean, crap, you said it a long time ago with Ori. You're like, the jumping, and I'm in midair. All of a sudden, I got to shoot an arrow up. Then I have to shoot 3 things. Like, don't get me wrong. A lot of it, when you first see it, is it's a lot to take in. But once you keep playing it, it does become second nature. Does that mean that because it became second nature, Ori's easy? Ori's not easy.
Yeah, Ori's. I mean, I couldn't beat it, but I mean, you did. But like, as far for me, like Recore, like there were some tough parts in there, but it wasn't tough to where you're like, damn it, I quit. You know what I mean? Which I thought was good. Like, there was a few times where I died on the platform and parts or whatever because you're like, okay, well, double jump and then glide here. You know what I mean? Right. And where you were trying to get it down or whatever. And so I think that. I don't know. It's like people bitch about, well, I don't want the same thing over and over and over again. And like Jamie Moran, shout out to him because he puts up a tweet. He's like, play something different, you'll like it. And he has like a picture of like Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, and Recore, right? 3 new IPs put out by Microsoft within the last like year and a half, 2 years. And he's right. You know what I mean? Like, everybody bitches that Microsoft only does Gears, Forza, and Halo. And here we are with plenty of new IP, and we're getting even more with like Sea of Thieves and Scalebound coming and all this stuff. But people bitch about it, but then they don't go out and support it or whatever, or they say it's too different or this or that. Oh, you know what that number is? We got a call.
MC Mornings on Skype.
Where my crapaholics at?
Where are the crapaholics? That's a great.
I don't know, man. Sleeping probably.
Sorry, guys, 1 more second.
No problem, Jay.
No problem. Yeah, like we get the Mooch Maniacs. They're like, Mooch!
Oh, the Mooch Maniacs were up at 4 a.m. today.
Know, Jesus Christ.
They're face painting. Yeah.
Yeah, they're always ready to go, man. Like the crapaholics are just like, I don't know, they're lazy. They're like, it's Sunday, I don't know. They're like, crap doesn't put a video out till noon, so
yeah, I don't need to get up till later.
Yeah.
I like how the crapaholics also have the same sound as Hellhammer.
Yeah, hey guys.
And
there we go.
BZT from the UK, and I have a very interesting question / theory I've kind of thought about, and what it is that, do you think the reason why Microsoft made the first, like Xbox first part. I'm getting mixed up now. The first party exclusives that were on Xbox, do you think the reason why they put them on Windows 10 was to test how the game will work on high-end PCs so they could get the specs and build what will be the Xbox One Scorpio? Thank you.
Okay. I kind of see where he's going with that crap. He's saying basically, you know, are these giveaways of play anywhere and get, you know, buy it once, get it everywhere, kind of on PC, a beta, so that Microsoft can kind of see how things are working out. Look, there's definitely, I think there's a part of everything. What me and Crap are doing right now in Google Hangouts is part beta with whatever Google has coming out in 5 years. So, I mean, we're always in a land of beta. Do I think that that's the prime objective? No, I think the main objective to them putting all these games on, buy it once and play it on PC, or buy it once and play it on Xbox as well, is because they're really just trying to expand their brand. Crap, you know. I mean, that's kind of the way I take it.
Well, I think that like the games that are 4K or whatever on Windows obviously are going to be 4K on Scorpio. So I think that we're getting, Phil Spencer's already said, the Xbox Scorpio versions are going to be the Windows versions. So I think that that's worth noting. But I think that the Play Anywhere thing is just there trying to give value to people. You know what I mean? Like that, as far as I'm concerned. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't think that it's, you know, as much a beta as that's just trying to give value to people. So.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Jay, if we got another call, bring one in. That was great question by our buddy. And that BZ, I'm going to shorten it to BZ. BZ. Don't be shocked if I start giving callers nicknames. It's just something I do in real life too. Like all of my friends that I've had in my life, I don't think I've ever called them by their first name ever. So that's B Zizzle, who keeps calling from the UK.
Yeah, we get a lot of calls from the UK. I'm glad they get a chance to finally watch us.
Well, the time works out, Crap. The time works out great for them. I mean, let's just be honest. You know, it's mid-afternoon over there for them on a Sunday. It doesn't get much better. They're not really into NFL football. I'm sure there's some soccer games on, but
yeah, they like their soccer.
They like their soccer versus. Yeah. Jay, we got another call coming through.
Yeah, one more moment, guys.
No problem.
Okay. That's not a problem at all. I think that you know what we should do? We should maybe we should do this for next week's shows. We should get a couple of those M&C morning mugs and then do like a giveaway.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely do that. We'll pull the winners throughout the show, and then we'll have them sent to their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how are you guys interested? You guys interested in M&C Morning's coffee mug or something?
We'll definitely do that. We'll
there we go.
There's a producer.
Hello. Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here in Las Vegas.
Nice.
A little action. Just wanted to ask what you guys think the NPD statements are going to look like, and it's getting that time. So, who do you think will win Game of the Year?
Good question. To be honest with you, I mean that's all. It's awesome. That kind of, isn't it crazy how fast the calendar's moving? Crap, it's already like almost October.
Yeah.
So Game of the Year talks, even though we're looking forward to a lot coming out in the next 3 months, Game of the Year can kind of start to be discussed for what we've played.
Yeah, you know what? I think last year was pretty consensus. I think we picked Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, Southbound's in the chat. He goes, long time listener, first time caller.
Nice.
But yeah, like this is our second show, so how can somebody be a long time listener?
That's great. Long time listener, first time caller for South.
But yeah, I think that man, as far as this year goes, it's hard saying what would be the best game. You know what, and I've already said this because I've played the demo, but the Forza Horizon 3 demo, to me, I know racing games can never win Game of the Year, but
it's tough. Yeah,
it is. Like, to me, that could be one that would do something like that. Other than that, let me think. Doom has been really fun so far. I'm about halfway through that.
Yes. I don't know. I would agree with you with Doom. I think. I mean, let's do this. Let's leave the games, of course, coming out in anticipation out of it because it's hard to say we haven't played them yet. I think Doom's up there. I think we're gonna see. Listen, I'm still gonna stick to my guns here. And listen, this is not about sales. Okay, this is about quality, craftsmanship, story, mechanics, the whole kit and caboodle. For your dollar, for the production value, Quantum Break is still, I think, game of the year.
It has to be in consideration, I would think.
It has to be, right? I mean, do you see the gameplay and mechanics were spot on? The acting, the movie, I mean, the Hollywood, that was Hollywood cinematographics. That was not like just some piece of shit thing done in a garage. I mean, that was a big deal. I would definitely say that. And I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think DLC can ever count as game of the year, right? Crap, or would Destiny be in there?
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think so. No.
And Assassin is in the chat, and he said Titanfall 2. So
nice.
Which there was a joke running through my head right now. I'm pretty sure Mooch got the joke too. So
I did.
I'm sitting there laughing when I saw that. But yeah, that's funny as hell.
Yo, shout out to Assassin for having a great sense of humor. Assassin has been like, oh, there's Jay Williams with another call, but while that's coming in, Assassin, you've been awesome. Thanks for being a loyal fan, and thanks for letting us kind of take a couple jabs at you. You're awesome. You're awesome, buddy. You're awesome.
MC Mornings. Hello.
What do you got, Jay?
G back again. Sorry, I was going to say thanks a lot.
If that's BZ again, I think he's just having a hard time getting through.
Recall right now. I will get Record definitely, but I'm thinking of getting Bioshock Collection first, as I've never played it.
Yeah, he's cutting in and out. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it sounds like he's like on he's got one of them like Dixie cups.
Yeah,
and he put a string on one, and then
if he's coming over from over the Atlantic Ocean, I'll cut him a little bit of slack. I think that's a Skype issue. That's not an MNC Mornings issue. So I mean,
hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I would say I think he's saying he's going to go. By the way, if I was not doing the YouTube that I do and keeping up with the Twitter and doing all this other stuff, I probably would have went BioShock Collection like a lot sooner than I will, because I'm really excited to play that again. It's been long enough to where I want to play it again. So, Crap, did you pick up BioShock Collection?
No, because I have a backlog that's incredibly backlogged right now. So
yeah, I mean, even if you say you're going to play through all three, you're talking about, oh God, even if you're doing it on super fast, you're 45, 50 hours.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. I only played the third one. So I've never even played the first two, but I played through the third one a couple of times because it was my co-game of the year in 2013 with the Tomb Raider reboot.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm definitely interested in picking that up. It's just that like there's ReCore and then Forza Horizon 3 and then Gears 4 and then there's like Battlefield and Call of Duty, and so there's just so much. And not only that, but I also have games that I bought earlier in the year that haven't even unwrapped yet. So
yeah, there was Dusty Denmark from the chat. He says, unfortunately, guys, I think Uncharted 4 is going to win, and you know what? I think he's right. Here's the reason: not because it deserves it, but it's going to get the pity vote. Plus, it's going to get the Sony vote. When you get the pity vote and the Sony vote, and what I mean by the pity vote, you're probably saying, "What are you talking about? The game wasn't that bad." No, the game wasn't that bad, but it's unofficially official that Naughty Dog has said it's the last time they're going to make it Uncharted. This is the same shit we went through last year with Kojima and the whole, like, I'm not doing Metal Gears anymore, right? So, or Kojima's out now. Konami booted him. So you saw Metal Gear Solid 5 get a lot more, I would say, nominations because of the fact that it was the pity vote. So...
Yeah. I would suggest getting ReCore. That's new. You could probably get the BioShock Collection on sale around Christmas time. Just my opinion. Support the new IP. That's what I'm telling people. Like, support the new IP. I know that's going to be hard to do or whatever. Someone asked me if I was going to get the Assassin's Creed 2 collection remastered, the Ezio collection. I want that. Probably when that gets down to $30, I'll pick it up, even if it's just digitally. That's my favorite of the series, is like the Ezio ones, like the Italian guy, So like I'll definitely probably pick that up eventually, but I'm not going to pay $60 for it again because I got so much other stuff going on right now. I'm really looking forward to like the new stuff. Like if this stuff would have came out during the summer, I would have picked it up. But the fact that they're not coming out with it until later, I don't know. That's a little bit kind of disappointing for me as far as the timing. Yeah, so
well, the thing about the gaming industry, it's also let Jay take that call, bring it in. The gaming industry really, the backlog never ends. Crap. I mean, you could play these games next summer.
Yeah, that's true. Who do we got? MNC Mornings. Yeah.
Good morning, guys.
There he is.
And it's Will from Philly. I have a question for you guys. Uh, you have the the PlayStation releasing 3 devices this year. You have the Slim, Pro, and the VR. Right now, the internet, it's pretty much spitting out no value out of that one. The Pro, it's up in question. Like, already some media's already putting out saying, it's not enough to do what it can do for the asking price. And VR, it's like nobody knows where that's going to go. Releasing 3 devices in the same year, where does that sit Sony financially if none of them hits well? Because I don't see them releasing another console for at least another 5 years, because I can't see them do it within 2. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and he rebounded from that really nice. It's hard. He was coming through a little rough in the beginning, but I'll tell you right now, usually crap, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, I think that usually if you're releasing 3 pieces of hardware in that major price point, it's usually suicide.
Yeah, first of all, how does Sony get off with doing that? They're like, hey, we haven't given anybody any games.
Right.
Let's go ahead and release this like casual like VR headset and make people pay like $500-$600 for it. And then let's release a pro version that we're advertising as 4K, but has no 4K Blu-ray player and can't do games in native 4K. So or let's do the Slim where we took out a bunch of features.
Right. So let's say you're a family that just wants to spend some money, right? So you have an PS4 Fat, you want the Slim, right? So there's $300 crap. Then your kid he's been harping about VR. There's $400. You're up to $800. And then you got a kid who says, well, I've got a Fat, we'll trade it in. I'll get my $125 for it, and I'll get my PS4 Pro. So Sony's asking this one family that's willing to dish out all this money. You're somewhere in the vicinity of $1,000, a little over, maybe $1,100. And you know what you're not coming home with, folks? No software. There's nothing coming home. You're going to take a PS4 Slim. You're going to have to take your Astros off because you can't use those anymore. The optical's out.
Yeah.
You don't have a game to play for your PS4 Pro that utilizes the minute power they're giving you. And then you have PSVR, which is just a bunch of I think you're going to get a disc with when you're getting a disc with 30 or 45 games on it, okay, they're not games, first of all. They're 35 experiences. You're going to be like, the Jamaican luge team, or you're going to be, playing whatever it's called, a racquetball with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a bunch of corny, gimmicky shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be honest with you, if you're a big Sony fan and you're going to go gung-ho and be like, I'm supporting Sony, you're talking about $1,000 or more out of your pocket and maybe about 5 hours worth of gameplay after you hook everything up. Microsoft is giving you the option to go out there. It's very clear. You have the Xbox One S. I mean, just imagine you come downstairs and you're a kid. I don't care what your holiday is, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, or something else. You come downstairs on that day of festive activity, and you've got an Xbox One S. You have 4K Blu-ray player, so now you have your Batman vs. Superman movie in 4K that you've always wanted, or Civil War, your Marvel Civil War. Right, yeah. Martha. So you got that. And then you've got ReCore. You've got Gears of War 4 in HDR. You've got Battlefield
Forza Horizon 3.
Forza Horizon 3, and you've got Dead Rising. Like, my point being is, which kid at this festive, Christmas, Hanukkah holiday would you rather be? Or would you rather come down to 3 pieces of hardware, you plug it in, and then you just got to play knack?
Yeah.
There's nothing
not
there.
only that, but like HDR, like, again, like, this is where competition is good. I'm glad that Sony is doing HDR because it means that Xbox will get HDR, and like, I'm gonna get a 4K TV with HDR. NBA 2K17 is HDR. Battlefield 1 is going to be HDR. Forza Horizon 3 HDR. Gears 4 HDR. So Microsoft has a lot of like HDR games. Like, all the first party stuff, I would imagine, is going to be HDR. You know what I mean? So I think that's phenomenal. And we got us another phone. Man, things are ringing off the hook, man. Thanks. You guys are great. Make sure you guys give this video a liking. And
please.
MNC Mornings, what's up?
326 live watching. Awesome.
Again. I have another question.
Okay.
About Battlefield. And I know announcements with like exclusive timed things are usually announced at E3, but do you think it is still possible that now that Battlefield and Xbox have a marketing deal, do you think it's still possible for Xbox to get DLC first for Battlefield? Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean that goes without saying, right, Crap?
Somebody get that man some caffeine stat.
Yes.
It's like, I'm like, good thing I got a bunch of caffeine going through me. Like he's like, I don't know.
Crap's got one of those mocha something latte extra.
Yeah.
Like,
what was his question?
His question was basically, and Jay, tell me if you heard it differently. The way I understood his question was because Microsoft has the Battlefield 1 marketing deal, are they going to get Battlefield 1 DLC first? And I think the answer is yes.
I think it'll be like a 30-day deal. I mean, isn't that what happened with Battlefield 4?
I think a better question that we should be talking about right now, if we're going to talk about EA for a second, is because Microsoft did lock down the Titanfall rights, I mean, are we going to get one of the two options? Are we either going to get early access or the 10%? And then when is it going to come to the vault? That's what I'd like to know. I wish some of those things would be in. Well, we're not going to know the vault because that's like releasing your cards early, but
yeah.
You know,
they still haven't even put the first Battlefront in the vault or Battlefront, and we're coming up in a year on that. But they did, you know why? Because they're still releasing DLC for that.
Yeah.
But
it's
what's
Star
kind of
Wars.
cool,
All year, crap.
Yeah. So what was kind of cool about that was they were doing like you could play one of the DLCs over the weekend, like the Best Bin DLC or whatever.
Yeah.
So like everybody already had. You have to download everything before like anyway. Like, so you already have it. They're just like, okay, well, so you can play it. So I was playing the maps while I was waiting for Destiny to download.
Yeah.
And I got some achievements for doing like playing all
those free maps. Is that free DLC or that because you have the
It's free for this weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yeah. So that was the first time I got to try it out. So it was pretty cool. I think we have another call too.
Yeah.
That She-Wolf.
Hey, first off, I just want to announce that Crap Gamer is officially banned from community game time. So, and of course, so the question is, what do you guys think about the fact that Call of Duty has kind of rumored out that Modern Warfare is actually going to be sold separately for possibly $50 now? So, remaster coming? Are you guys going to wait to buy it now? What are your opinions?
Wow.
Bye, guys.
Oh, that was a perfect call, and I could never be banned. I am game night. I'll have
you. There it is. There's some very, very pompous and very Crap Gamer. I like it.
Yes, exactly. You know what? Even if they released the remaster for $50, why not just pay the $30 and get both? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna get both. You know, $80, whatever.
Crap, I think you just nailed you nailed it in right there. That's big. I mean, look at $50 and you're gonna get a game that's what? You know, how old? 8, 9 years. For another 30, you're gonna get the other game. Listen, people are sitting here saying it's gonna be that bad. It's Call of Duty. You know, it is what it is. Let's not kid ourselves. You know, you don't go to McDonald's and you're like, can you believe I'm eating this slop? Yes, I believe it. You drove here and you stood in line, you ordered it, and now you're eating it. Of course I believe you're eating it. Like, it's Call of Duty. Like, for the and I don't know, you know, here's my other thing. We just talked about we don't know what's going to happen with Titanfall 2 and when that'll hit the vault. Hear me out. You have no idea when Activision will release that $50 sold separately. I could see that coming maybe a month before next year's Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it could be sometime next year. Yeah, it's like, I want to get in on that. My friends are going to get in on it.
She-Wolf, you know this better than anything, but nostalgia is a hell of a drug. And to be honest with you, if you want to be on the nostalgia train, that shit kicks off November 14th when that game comes out. Next year or when that $50 option is, not that there won't be a lobby for it, but it's going to be really, really dumbed down. It's not going to be that much. And there's going to be other games coming up that you're going to be like, I'm not going to go play that game now with a bunch of – you want to play with everybody that's relevant and everybody's getting it this November. Now, that doesn't mean I'm talking people into it, though, crap. I just want people to know that, you know.
Yeah, like for me, I'm going to get my game share with Hellhammer, so we'll go 40 each. You know what I mean? Just get it digital.
Yeah, but I mean, and don't get me wrong, that's an awesome thing that you guys both have. But I mean, for the average consumer, for me, it's $80.
Yeah, so I mean, look, that's $20 more than a game by itself, and you get 2 games, 2 campaigns, 2 multiplayers. Like, even if you never touched the multiplayer in Infinite Warfare, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? It could be good. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth trying out. Like, I tried Black Ops 3. I had to try it before and you know what's funny? I played Black Ops 3, the beta.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Like, they had a couple good maps and it moved well and all that stuff. But then once you get into the game, the actual mode, the games and stuff, I didn't like it at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that, maybe to be, but at least the sci-fi space stuff is interesting. I'll play through the campaign, and then obviously the Call of Duty 4 campaign and the multiplayer and stuff. And they're going to give all 16 maps, like 10 of them at launch, and then 6 more in December. So yeah, I'm excited. And it looks like that's going to maybe be HDR as well. So like I'm excited for it. So yeah, like no waiting for me, and GKB, no balls if you wait. I'm telling you. You better GKB better buy it.
That's some threatening words. I want to say, Jay, by the way, outstanding. That was perfect. She-Wolf is only called on. We had our second episode. She-Wolf's been on twice, and she already has her own sound effects. So she will be that cougar yell.
Yeah.
That was perfect, Jay.
The Canadian cougar. Row, row. Wow.
All right. So let's I think we should take a couple more calls too, Crap. I think the audience is just warming up.
Yeah. Why don't you, if you guys, there's GKB says, I'm getting it day one.
Nice, GKB.
That's what I'm talking about. What was funny is when She-Wolf was all like angry last night, right? And me and Moosh are just kind of like trying to talk to GKB, and he's just like nowhere to be found, man.
Yeah, we're like, where is GKB? GKB? And he's like, oh, he's in the kitchen making a sandwich.
Yeah, like we're like,
get the hell out of there.
She-Wolf was like, well, crap, if you had downloaded the damn game when you knew it was going to, and I was like, whoa, you know what? We had played the game, and usually my stuff automatically updates. I don't know what the deal was, you know what I mean? So I did it, but I was still in the chat. Like, I was in the party chat, like, rocking out with everybody, like, Bam, and who the hell? Oh, Fox, and, I don't.
Fox, Bam. We had couple other, I forgot, what was that one guy's name? Sleet or Skeet, or I don't know what the hell his name, but he was actually a really good Destiny player. While we're waiting for a call to come in, Southbound asked a question. I don't know if it was to us, but it's in the chat. Shout out to Southie. He says, what's going to get most of your play this blockbuster season? I think that's a really good question, to be honest with you, Crap. What do you think is going to get most of your time post-November? So when you have everything, what are you going to play the most?
Well, you know what? Like, I'm going to probably play Gears a lot, but then I'll probably play Call of Duty 4 a lot as well. I don't know, because, wow. That is a really good question, because there's actually a lot of, like, I like Battlefield 1 a lot too. Like, I never thought.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going out there and making a mooch prediction on Crap. So it's really hard. I'm making a prediction based on somebody else's actual feelings. Crap, I know you're buying Battlefield 1. That's a done deal already. But my point is that will be the game that I think you have highly on your list that you play the least. I guarantee it.
You're probably 100% right. Like, to me, I can see most of my time going to Gears and probably Call of Duty 4. Just because,
I want to get into Gears, Crap. So hopefully you talk. I've talked you into certain games. I hope you get me into the multiplayer. Gears for me has always been a campaign game.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, you have to tough it out, and you get slaughtered a lot in that game. So,
yeah, I mean, you do, but I think listen, I've watched a bunch of the IGN first, and with Rod doing his whole like let's plays and things like that. I think they've worked on taking it. Look, the barrel roll and shotgun thing is not gone, but I think they've limited it. Do you agree? I think there's a little bit more. They've made farther, like that buzzsaw weapon now that shoots out like the buzz blades. They've made it so you can play the game from long distance now. I think it's a little bit better.
Well, and the Lancers, to be fair, are good for long distance. Like a lot of people, like first thing that like a lot of the hardcore gamers will do is they switch to the Nasher right away so they can get up close and do that. But the Lancer, which is a mid to far range weapon, actually worked pretty well in the beta. It did, so I can imagine that it's a little more balanced. Usually it's Nasher of War, but so hopefully, and then also like they're doing the Horde mode, which is pretty cool. Like everybody can do that. So,
yes, Horde mode's going to bring the community together too. How many people are allowed to play in that?
16, I think 5.
12 or?
I think it's 5.
Which is the one they're advertising that's 12 people? Or 16. Isn't there like a big is that just a huge TDM?
I don't know.
I thought there was.
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know if somebody calls in and is a gearhead. Let me know. I thought that was something that was really like where they were pushing the envelope on having a lot of people in the play. I don't know if it's 8v8 or what the deal is.
The best thing to do with Gears multiplayer is go into a private lobby and with your friends or whatever and figure out some of the stuff. Like when I was first playing Gears Ultimate, like me and my buddy Grave were like, our shots aren't really. I don't know what's up. Let's go into a private lobby, and then you find out that you have to aim slightly towards the right.
Well, I'm gonna be a bit pompous here, Crap. But I think the first 3 Saturdays of October should all be Gears.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be into it like big time. You know what I mean? Like I love Gears. I think it's phenomenal. So I think that it's
Well, I'll be jumping into your party.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I mean, yeah,
There
I
you go.
love Gears. I think.
So Southeast says 5-player co-op for Horde. All right, thank you. Hey South, if you can in the chat, is there anything that's going to be more like where you're utilizing 12 or 16 players in the match?
I know that like the team deathmatch is it's like 5v5 or whatever. So
right.
Like I'm glad they didn't like make it too much because there's already like some of the weapons can be. It's like for Gears, it's really all about getting the power weapons and not letting the enemy team get the power weapons. So, I don't go in for all that wall bouncing nonsense. Like a lot of people are like bouncing. Like you can tell when you're playing against a legit player, like they're bouncing all on the walls and stuff, and like they all around you. Next thing you know, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like Gears is a team-based game. You definitely need to. Do the team-based stuff. So yeah, I think definitely
is Arms Race. Shout out to Mr. Sky Blue 1972. I like the name too. Is Arms Race a Gears 4 mode?
It is, but I think it's a isn't that a new game mode?
That's what I'm trying to say. I think there's something out there that really utilizes the whole Microsoft being able to have that many people in the chat and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a new game mode. I haven't played it, but one thing that I do like about what Gears 4 is offering is the whole like you can buy the physical pack of cards and then like use them in the game or whatever. They can get you like certain things She-Wolf is right. Foxfire is really good at talking Gears and stuff too. But because I played the beta a lot or the alpha, but then once I hit a certain level, I stopped playing it because once you got something, you unlock something for the retail game if you hit a certain level or something. So once I hit that level, I stopped playing because I didn't want to spoil the game for myself.
Right.
But I'm really excited for it. And again, like these games are hitting one after the other. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens because I've been playing the hell out of Recore and I still got collectibles and stuff to find in that. And then obviously Forza Horizon 3 is coming out. So, I'm really excited about that as well. And then obviously Gears comes out right after that.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, man. The thing is that you want to get all these games, but you also want to enjoy them,
Yeah. There's Fox, and we were just talking about Gears.
Yeah.
Yeah. There she is.
Nice.
And she's a big Gears head too. I can imagine that we're going to be playing that game.
Listen, I'm all about it. I didn't listen. The reason that I think I didn't get into the whole Gears thing as far as the multiplayer is just I wasn't involved in a Gears community. But after the past year of getting to know, Fox and a lot of the other people that really played hardcore, at least now we have this group to kind of go in with. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. You know what? And I think that one of the best ways to probably get people into it is to try the more like the horde mode or whatever,
right?
Because I think that's going to be something that people are going to be like, oh, that's cool. Because if you go like flat into like the versus multiplayer, you're probably not going to have a good time at first. It takes a lot of skill and practice. So, and you know what happens with Gears as well, and I think I've said this before, is you can play it and it get pretty good. Like I can play it like Gears Ultimate, and I got really good at that. And I've even put out like a montage on my channel or stuff where I was actually doing really good and could clutch and stuff like that. But when you stop playing it for a little bit to play something else and go back to it, you have to remember that the hardcore people haven't stopped playing it. And so they're much better than you. Like when I first go back in that game, it'll take me a few rounds to find my bearings again. So a lot of times you'll get slapped around. A lot of people don't like that. If they hop in a game and do bad, they're done. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like one of those things where I like to get kind of rolling or whatever, So it's definitely interesting. It was one of the most interesting stories, and I gave you this story yesterday, but I thought it was just kind of funny, which was Dateline, Arizona. The 16-year-old Mexican nationalist was arrested on Thursday, and he smuggled in $10,000 worth of meth in his Xbox.
Yeah.
And you know what? I thought it was just funny because it seems like the kind of news story that the media would run with, like Xbox used to smuggle meth, and how can we blame Microsoft? You know what I mean? I just thought it was really interesting, and the story was like. They didn't say which type of Xbox was involved. Like that's the bottom of the thing. It's like they didn't say which.
That looked
type
like an
of
OG.
Xbox.
It looked like an OG one from the picture I saw.
Oh, we got a phone call.
Jay Williams,
or just Jay.
Or Jay Dubs. Pardon me.
I wanted to ask you a question about the new Gears of War trailer coming tomorrow. And also, Mooch, what are you looking forward to on Destiny Rise of Iron? Thanks. Bye.
Oh crap! Looks like that was a straight up Mooch maniac right there. That was
Yeah.
only to Mooch. No, what was the first part of his question?
I didn't catch it because he kind of cut in and out there.
Yeah, I didn't catch the beginning part, but he said, what are you looking forward to with Rise of Iron? To be honest with you, let's put it this way. First of all, I always like a new game mode in multiplayer. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say it's a negative, but I mean, it's leaning towards the negative side. It's basically just Call of Duty did it 8 years ago when they did the tags pickup, right? So when you kill somebody, you have to go pick up their tag, counts as a kill. I can't remember what that's actually the Call of Duty reference is to it. But crap, what is that multiplayer match where you shoot somebody, then you have to actually, to count the kill, you have to go pick up their tags? I don't know. We'll call it tag.
Yeah,
it wasn't,
tag
whatever.
mode. Yeah, I forget what the hell it was.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the new game mode in Rise of Iron. It's so when you do a long distance, they'll probably be on maps that are a little bit more large, the larger size ones. And when you're doing a sniper move, you don't just get the kill from long distance. You actually have to go up and pick up. I think in this case, it's like their soul or their something or whatever it is, their attribute, whatever the hell it is. But I think that's pretty cool. I am looking forward to a new game mode. Wish it was something a little bit more creative, but nonetheless, it's new, so I'll take it. The other thing I'm looking forward to is new weapons. I mean, my God, these weapons are so stale we're using now. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Bungie's creative.
Kill confirmed. They're saying that's the name of the game.
Right. Yeah. Kill confirmed is what it was on COD, but it's the same concept on Rise of Iron. The other thing besides the weapons I'm looking forward to is the new raid. And I'm looking forward to actually doing the raid. Anybody that raids with me, I'm really looking forward to doing a raid with you the first time so that you're not like, no, Mooch, I said stand here. No, stand over here and hurry up and come over here. And it's like, it's so annoying for the people that have been doing Destiny in and out every day for the past 2 years. And then like I'm caught up now, but my God, 6 months ago trying to catch up to the pros and the people who are playing all the time, it was so hard playing with them because they're like, you don't know this yet? And I'm like, no, I told you I've never done it before. Doesn't that mean I don't know it yet? Isn't that what that means? I have no idea how else to put it in any other language. So I'm looking forward to go through the experience of the trials and tribulations of what the new raid will bring. So,
yeah, hey, if any of you guys want to call in, it's MC Mornings, all one word, on Skype, and you can even leave a voice message if you want and get that played on the air as well. So, and yeah, behave in the chat. Come on, man, it's Sunday morning.
It's Sunday morning. I think this one guy here, he's sucker free. He goes, you're not answering my question. He's just a troll. He's like, how many consoles were sold in Europe in PS4? I think the answer we're looking for is who gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. Who cares? Is there
the answer? I've said this a number of times, and it's not that, like I said, my whole family's right over off the boat from Italy. Okay, like it's not that I don't care about Italy. I do care about Italy, but all I really care about when it comes to actually business is the U.S. One, you've got Canada, the UK, Mexico, and like basically I will count Brazil. South America has a huge Xbox following, and that's where Microsoft is definitely focusing their efforts. So I'm sorry, but if you're in, if this guy Sucker Free wants me to actually give a shit what's going on in Turkey, Guam, or Singapore, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and not only that, but how do we even know? Like, there's not really a legit. They don't like NPDs and things like that in like the rest of the world. Like I remember I did an NPD video because
in
Xbox,
Australia. I do count Australia.
Yeah, like Xbox beat the PS4 in the NPD by like 115,000 in August, right? So I did a video about it, and then some of the comments were like, "Yeah, but worldwide, blah blah blah." I'm like, "How do you even know worldwide?" You know what I mean? Like, there's no legit place to get these information from it, and if anybody wants to try to link in
well crap, guess what? Sony doesn't even know it. They said 43, they backtracked to 40 million.
People were like, they'll have 45 million. I think I was one of the ones that said that. I was like, they could have 45 million sold by the time the Pro or whatever comes out, and they probably don't even have 40 million. You know what I mean?
No, they probably really don't. That's just like ship sitting in a crate somewhere.
Or the people that are like still like, well, the last numbers that we got was over a year ago on Xbox, where it supposedly leaked that there was 20 million that had the anniversary update or whatever, the Windows 10 update or whatever. Yeah. Right. So you're talking about almost a year ago, and people still list the Xbox One at like 20 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, PS4 is doubling it.
How come this? Listen, if the numbers are so whacked out, hear me out, everybody. People are starting to leave the Xbox 360 now, right? The 360 era, that's all kind of going away now. Microsoft's not really paying attention to it anymore. There's 48 million users on Xbox Live to the 11 million on PlayStation Network. Like, what does that tell you? Like, there's a lot of people who have Xbox Ones. The number's a lot higher than people think.
Yeah, just because Microsoft doesn't shout it from the rooftops doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, look, remember people thought Halo bombed? They're like, Halo, that's done. Halo is over with. Like, nobody cares about Halo anymore. Right. And then Frank O'Connor comes out and says, well, we did sell over 5 million in the first 3 months. So, you know what I mean? And that's like people you start seeing go, oh, well, that's quite a high number there. Not only that, but it's retained a ton of players. Like, that Halo is more active than any Halo I can remember. And they keep adding like more and more stuff to it. So I think that they're onto something there. Like, they earned that, like 343 has really kind of earned that. They've really busted their asses on that game. And I'm really thrilled that it's doing well. And, they keep adding all kinds of DLC. And with the Forge and stuff, like there's always something new going on in that game mode,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, the 343 works their asses off on what they do. So, I mean, that's that. I'm actually looking for. I can't believe I'm saying it. I really am looking forward to Halo 6 already. I just want to see where the story's going, and I just want to see them utilize that Scorpio power.
I don't think we have to worry. Yeah, a 4K native Halo game, that would be phenomenal. I think we might get Xbox Wet Dream though. Halo 3 anniversary in 4K 60 frames.
It could happen.
You know what? The only reason why I say that could happen is because, well, look at Sony, right? They're like, hey, let's remaster, The Last of Us, right? Yeah. Which anyway, I wanted to bring this up earlier too. Was how come people are all like Microsoft milks everything, but having another version of The Last of Us isn't milking something?
I agree with you. I mean, Microsoft's always got a double standard, right? So Microsoft puts out a new game every 2-3 years. That's milking it. Sony takes the same game and puts a new color frame on top of it.
They release it in 2013. Came The Last of Us, and then in 2014 remastered, and then it was like they released a standalone DLC for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now they're gonna do the 4K deal or whatever. And like to me, it's like maybe overkill. Like, I get it. That's like a big franchise for him. It did well for him. But for me, that was just, I didn't even like the game. So I know you liked it, and that's cool. Like, I like Uncharted. A lot of people are like, well, crap, what games on PlayStation do you like? I liked Uncharted. I like Little Big Planet. The third one was bad, Little Big, the first and second Little Big Planets were good. Uncharted 2 was really good. Uncharted 1 is okay. Uncharted 3 was pretty good. Uncharted 4 was pretty good, but it wasn't like amazing.
Yeah.
I like God of War 3. God of War Ascension was okay. This new one looks, I don't know. Like, at first I thought, well, maybe I wanted it to be different than the other ones, but now it looks like it might be too different. Like, the character, it seems completely out of character, and, I don't know.
Yeah, well, while we're bullshitting, I do want to remind everybody, you guys, don't be bashful. Like, I know everyone, listen, we were talking about it last night during game night, and I'll reiterate it again. A lot of people think that podcasting's easy and this and that and blah, blah. It's not always easy for everybody, but we encourage you to definitely pick up the phone and give a call. There
we go.
Wow, that was quick. But you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people probably, don't be intimidated. Definitely call up.
Meininger from Twitter. I got a question. We all know Sony's financials and how dire they are. If PS Pro fails, the new PS Slim fails, and the VR fails, are we even going to get to a PS5? Or are we just going to go straight to streaming? Let me know what you think.
Nice. Go ahead, Crap. You want to take that?
I'm just going to say no to streaming. I don't think that's ever going to catch on in America.
Well, not right now, not in the next decade. But I will say this much. To answer, I think he jumped right to streaming, but I think the question at hand is, first of all, let's just call everything as it is, okay? The PS4 Slim is not going to do well. What's going to happen is you're just going to get people, retaining their PS4 fat. They're not going to get the money they thought up front with that. The PS4 Pro, it depends on what Sony does. If Sony gets out to the middle of next year and all they've got is The Last of Us remastered, that's not going to do very well either. The PSVR, what you're going to all fall for, and hear me now, believe me later, is
all 100,000. I don't think it's going to do as great.
100,000 units, like it's sold out. 100,000 units when you're compared to 43 million quote unquote user base. That's piss poor, people. That is a piss poor number. So don't tell me they're sold out and that's a big deal. That's not a big deal. If you think they went and put all that money into it so that 100,000 people, they need to see 20 million people with that PSVR, and they're not going to. They're just not going to.
Well, here's the thing. There's a reason to buy if you're a current Xbox One owner or you bought one at the launch, there was a reason to buy the S because it was, slightly enhanced performance. There was the 4K Blu-ray player. A lot of people are getting 4K TVs now. It upscales to 4K, so there was a reason to do that. And you could do that for $299. If you traded in your old thing, you could have done it for $150. So there was a reason to. There is no reason for people to, if you already have a PS4, to get the PS4 Slim. You know what I mean? I realize that maybe they're going for people that don't have one yet. But if I were like really looking for one, I would definitely not want to buy one of those. It's like the PS3 Fats were way better than either of the Slim iterations. You know what I mean? It's like I don't understand what Sony was thinking with that. Then with the Pro, I don't like that's only $100 more than the Slim. So I think it's absolutely they killed the Slim. And you know how everybody was like, did Microsoft kill the S by announcing Scorpio? And then the whole time I'm thinking, nobody's asked that question about Sony yet. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a bit unfortunate. Like Sony literally did kill the Slim. That's not in the top 100 on Amazon, and that's about to come out. Or didn't it already release or something?
Yeah, I think it did.
Did it release?
I thought.
I think it on the 15th or something, right?
Not even sure, to be honest.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna Google this thing real quick.
I'd like to take a couple more calls before we get into football, because I mean NFL football in the United States is very big. I know we have a lot of UK listeners, and probably a lot of UK people are starting to get into the NFL because there is 1 or 2 games a year over there.
September 15th.
It did, right?
Yeah. I mean, little fan. I mean, that tells you how big it is, huh?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's going to be the PSVR, in my opinion. I'm just get back on that. Is going to be a flop. I said it day one. It's a fad. It's a fad. Don't listen to people. Listen, that Samsung VR, when you put your phone in, they're giving it away for free crap when you buy a phone that doesn't blow up in your pocket. And
I got some kind of weird VR for phone too. It sucks.
It's terrible. Nobody wants to do.
It's
Nobody wants
awful.
to. Listen, I don't even like goggles in a pool, let alone goggles on my fucking couch.
Sounds like we got a call. M&C Mornings.
You're live with Crouppen.
You're live.
Hey guys, HC again. Sorry for my previous call. Hopefully this one works out. I want to say thanks for what you guys are doing for the community. I think this is awesome. My question was, if you have never played BioShock, would you get BioShock instead of ReCore right now?
Okay.
I will definitely be getting ReCore, but I'm thinking of getting BioShock first. But anyways, and another thing is, what do you guys think of these new Battlefield consoles? I like.
Okay. Good question. I would definitely get the new IP first, just because.
Yeah,
I've never played the first 2 BioShocks, but I still went with ReCore. So
yeah, I'm a BioShock nut, but I got to agree with Crap. I would get the new IP because listen, it really is what the nostalgia today would be. I'm in the heat of it. I'm in the mix of it. Everyone's talking ReCore. If you go on Twitter, if you're active in the community, thanks for that call. Thanks for the compliment. But my point being is like, enjoy that now. Like, if you get on Twitter right now and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how detailed Rapture looks in BioShock 1, everyone's going to be like, yay. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have the heartbeat of the community right now. Enjoy what is the new game, the new IP, and then enjoy what the absolute genius is of BioShock when you're in a little bit of a new game lull. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree 100%. Like I would say definitely buy ReCore. And then as far as the Battlefield stuff goes, I like the consoles. That green console is awesome. I also like that charcoal colored console or whatever it is. I think that console looks phenomenal.
I really, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm not much of I just wish it had like a military symbol on it, or something.
Yeah, some people were saying that. Like, I think I forget who it was on my feed. They were like, it would look good with that American star or whatever on there, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but you know what? They probably want to sell this place in other places as well. And World War I was all about, like the unity of everybody or whatever. So
no, it's a very good point. the decal that I'm talking about is very American centric. So you're right.
Yeah, so I would just say that I like the fact that it's that way. And if you wanna buy a sticker and slap it on there, then go ahead. Hey, someone in the chat asked Goonies or Stranger Things.
Ooh,
it's our time.
I gotta go Goonies, but that's not fair though. It's not fair. I really gotta watch Stranger Things. I've only seen snippets of it, so
Stranger
I will
Things is really, really good. But
I will watch it.
How can you go wrong with Goonies? It's our time now. It's our town down here.
Our wish, our dream.
Exactly. It resonates with Xbox fans. That's why, like, you know what I mean? Like, they never give up, never die kind of attitude. And I think Xbox fans are doing that. And now we're like coming through on the other side of the tunnel. And you know, and we're doing better. I mean, look, Zaire was the only one basically doing any pro Xbox stuff. You know,
he really was. He was the only channel that was out there.
And he was like dancing around and twerking or whatever, you know what I mean? Ponies and this. Yeah,
he was doing a live pony puppet show. Which I still think is probably one of the most.
Which is great. And you had people just like coming down on the guy hard, you know, and like. And then like I kind of came in there and was doing that as well. Yeah. And then it just kind of, there was only BGST, you know what I mean? There was not any other podcast or anything like that. And now there's a podcast on every single day, sometimes multiple ones. And now we have a morning show on Sundays with this, which is like something we're trying to do. And again, it's going to continue to get better and better as we figure out things. So,
well, this week alone, the Skype calls are already clear, coming through much better. And we do have things that we were going to implement this week, but just before the last minute, we decided to pull back because it wasn't 100% ready. But stay tuned. I mean, MNC Mornings has definitely we have a lot of things that we keep cooking up, and we're just usually about an hour before the show away from actually getting the damn thing. We want to make sure when it comes on that it's at least at 90% before we let the audience enjoy it.
The main thing is we try not to cover a lot of the stuff that are done during the week, and it's just more laid back and we can just chat. And we also like the interaction with the crowd. So keep the calls coming in, and we're going to be doing some giveaways and stuff for like the mugs and stuff like that. So
yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a couple of mugs, couple of shirts that'll start next week for sure.
And then if you guys like, go to the Twitter, you can see I have a link up if you guys want to buy any of that stuff right now. Like if you just got to have it, you know, some people are like, give me some MNC morning stuff, you know? And so Jay busted ass and got the design up there. And
you know what? Crap, do me a favor and DM me that link. I'll put it also in the description. I have others. I have mine, yours, and Jay's Twitter down there, but I want to make sure maybe I can put that down there. It's not just Redbubble. It's something else. Is there a different link on the Redbubble?
Yeah, hold on. I'll send you the link. That's not a problem. But yeah, like the stuff looks really cool. Like I got it on my Twitter page. Like it's my pinned tweet, so you can like see, you know, all the cool different stuff. And there's not only that, but you can get like because we use Redbubble, you can get like if you want a Samsung Galaxy case or an iPhone case or a canvas print. I don't know why you'd want a canvas print, but you want a throw pillow with MNC Mornings, you can get it.
Let's take another call or two.
You know that Xbox Design Lab is making a lot of people happy, and I think it's shipped off at least more than 400,000 copies. And I was just wondering if you would think it would be a good idea to make an Xbox Design Lab on the Xbox console itself. And I'd just like to hear your opinions on that. By the way, my name is Chris, and I'm from Colorado.
Nice. Very cool, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, you're not the first one to bring that up. You're not going to be the last one. I bet you that they're working on something crap where they're going to have the Xbox Design Lab, so you'll be able to get your name etched on your Xbox. They may start it for Scorpio. And then pick the color you want. Well, I mean, why not, right? I mean, if you're doing it for controllers, that's an awkward shape. That's a mold. There's different screens they have to have for that. I'm sure they could do it for the Xbox design.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I bet it would probably be kind of expensive, but I think that people that were interested in that, look, the controller is what? It's like $80 if you get something etched as well or whatever.
But crap, think about it. It's like what you said the other day on Crossfire. I think we were even talking about it last night. Like the thing on Redbubble when you order our shirts and things like that. My point is that it was pay as you want, right? So Microsoft, it's really nothing out of pocket for them. They'll have the studio set up, and then yes, you're right, it will cost the consumer a little more, but it's one of those things, right? Capitalism's great. Here's what I want. Here's the cost. I'm willing to pay it. both sides are happy.
Yeah, well,
So-
imagine if you just wanted a black Xbox One S. You know what I
Fine.
mean? You could get it. You know what I mean?
Fine,
Or if you
yeah.
wanted colors that match your favorite football team or whatever, then I think that you could do that as well. So I think that would be a good idea.
Right. Right. No, I totally agree with you. And my point being is if the consumer wants it crap and if the cost is a little high, if you're willing to pay it, you're okay with it. So
Yeah.
do it. Like, give them the option.
Oh, you guys can also get your M&C Mornings greeting cards, stickers, tote bag, drawstring bag, a spiral notebook, a travel mug, a regular mug, coffee mug, a throw pillow. I mean,
You know
come
what
on.
they should do? Just we should make a certain size M&C Morning sticker crap so that everybody can put it on the unvented side of their Xbox One top, right? So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
on. So when
And
you turn
that's
on
the cheapest thing. It's only $2.40. I mean,
for
come on.
$2.40, you'll have mooch and crap every time you put a disc in your Xbox, just in your living room. Imagine that.
M&C Mornings. What's up? Hello.
Right, how you doing, Mooch and Crap? This is
Good.
Neo 12.
What's
I
up?
love you guys and everything y'all do for the community. I got a question for y'all. This is a little off topic because I'm pretty sure we got a lot of record questions and all that. But my question is, I just want a Xbox 360 headset, just a little wireless one. Who do I talk to get one of those? Thanks, guys. Love everything you do. Neo 2K12. I'm a Gears head, so I hope to play with you guys.
Nice, very nice. Yo,
Good
perfect call. And I want to say this much real quick. I've been dying for a 360 earbud to be on the Xbox One. I don't know if it's coming. I don't know who to talk to. I've written Mike Ibarra about it. I've written a bunch of people. They just came out with that Xbox One white, like it's a total headset package that's supposed to be like, matching set for the Xbox One S. Personally, I would kill to have the earbud.
Yeah, you know what? I think that why don't they have one? Like the 360 had one. I don't understand why Microsoft doesn't have one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, let me tell you something, okay? And this is the reason that Neo was just talking about Neo 2K. What he was talking about was this. My whole point is that I have the Man Cave entertainment room downstairs. I put a 7.1 surround sound system in, and sometimes I still want to chat, but I want to enjoy the surround sound. And I don't want to use that piece of shit thing that comes in the box. So now what I have to do, and I'm doing it anyways, I'm getting the Astro A50s for upstairs, and then I'm going to take my Turtle Beaches and move them downstairs. But you're right. I'd like to enjoy my surround sound system with my Xbox game when chat is not – there's a time and place, right? So community game night, chatting is a big deal, right, Crap? But it's not a big deal when me and you are just playing a game like to level up or to grind our level up. So, like, that may be a time where you're just like, I'm like, me and you are on there, but we're just bullshitting. You know what I mean? It's not like we're communicating to play the game or communicating just to bullshit. Well, I'd rather listen to the game in 7.1 surround sound, but yet have a little earbud in my ear. Not earbud. It's not the same piece of shit Junior Mint that PS4 gives you. Yeah. It was like a real earbud dongle. It was awesome. I think it was really cool. So, Neo, I don't know. I'm going to keep pushing for it, bro, because I used it. That's what I used the entire 360 generation for the most part.
Yeah. Hey, She-Wolf is like, I want my mug. Look, we're giving a mug away next week.
Yeah, no, She-Wolf will definitely. We should probably send one out to She-Wolf, the ambassador of Xbox.
Yeah, she does. She does a lot. She hypes us up.
Absolutely.
And even though I'm banned from game night, still, I mean,
I'll sneak you in, Crap. I'll sneak you in.
Yeah. Well, I disappeared. Like I got lagged out of the party a couple of times. It took like 20 minutes to come back the second time.
Right.
Nobody noticed. Like, where's Crap? Oh, MC Mornings.
I like how Crap always answers that like he works for like a telephone company who's paying a bill.
MC Mornings. How can I help you?
What do you owe us?
Yes. What the hell do you want?
What the hell?
Come on, it's almost football time. Let's go.
Technical difficulties. One moment.
All right, Jay.
We have technical difficulties from the producer.
Just so you know, that is the producer, Jay Dubs, formerly known as Jay Williams.
Also known as the graphic god. He does graphics.
How many names can he have?
He has a lot.
Yeah.
And he's Canadian.
And
so
he's Canadian.
He's pretty docile.
He doesn't say a boot or oot.
Yeah.
Well, how many jabs can we get at She-Wolf in one show? That tally's going up too.
You got to go now.
Okay.
Let's go.
What's up, Mooch and Crap? This is Jeremy C. down in the comment section from Cincinnati. And I really love this new show you guys got going on. I just want to tell you that. Keep fighting the Xbox fight for us. I bleed Team Green with you guys. And Yeah, I really love the show, and I also wanted to see what you guys thought. Maybe with the way VR is being shoved down our throats right now, do you see Microsoft possibly doing like a VR combo, maybe with Oculus Rift when the Scorpio launches? That's it, guys. Thanks.
What do you think, Crap?
I'd like your thoughts first. What do you think?
Well, I mean, so his question's basically saying, does he think that we're going to see something with Scorpio and Oculus merged, right? Like, there's already a merger, but something. I don't. First of all, we've kind of said this a few times. I'll say it again. I don't think. I think VR is a fad. That being said, I've heard little birdies tell me that Microsoft's working on their own VR headset. Does that mean I'm going to promote it and say now that Microsoft has one, I'm going to enjoy it? No. Does that mean I'm going to buy it? Probably not. But I do think that it's worthy of Microsoft to just have the item. You know what I mean? Like, let's put it this way. There's always iPhone versus Samsung talk. Like, well, my Samsung Note has a stylus. Let's be honest. You don't need a stylus with your phone. That's ridiculous. It's stupid. But then Apple went out and put a pencil or whatever they call it with their iPads to say, hey, look, we have it too. So fuck off. My point being is that should Microsoft have it so they have it in their portfolio? Sure. They're also going to probably grow with technology with Oculus and make sure that those things work hand in hand. So if Microsoft has their own and Oculus, it still makes it a better platform to play VR on than, say, Sony's, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. You know what? I think that Microsoft could surprise everybody because, they've been going kind of open platform with stuff. Why not just allow – I don't know how these things hook up to PCs, but USBs or whatever, right? So why not allow both of them on Xbox One Scorpio or whatever? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
To me, that would make the most sense. And then if Microsoft has their own, like, because think about it this way, right? For people to play an Oculus or a Vive, they have to have like $1,200 PCs at minimum or $1,500. Like if Xbox Scorpio can do these things for $400 or $500, then why not? Right. I think that would be a given. And if Microsoft can have a entry level one that's better than PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Then I think that would be something really cool as well, because I think that obviously something VR is going on with Xbox Scorpio because we've seen Pete, the guy from Bethesda, talking about Fallout 4, No,
I totally agree with you.
M&C Mornings, how can we help you? What's up?
To say, man, this show is awesome. And I've been checking it out since the first episode, and I just had a question. What do you guys think about the Kojima telling that the new game is coming out, showing all that man ass, that is not going to come out until 2020 when the Japanese Olympics start? Great show, though. I'm loving it.
Good call.
Yeah,
wow, the callers are really good today. Like I dig that. Like they're exactly doing what.
Once we get the audience warmed up, Crap, it's just like anybody who comes onto a podcast. They feel comfortable, guys. Call in. Don't be like, oh, I wanted to call and I didn't. You guys are really, really stepping up. This week's already doubles better than last week's. But no, go ahead, Crap. Answer his question.
Didn't we call that a while ago? We said, you know what, Kojima's game's not going to be ready till 2020. Did you notice that there was no update on Shenmue 3 either?
Nothing.
Like I wouldn't doubt that that's not 2019, 2020. Sony sells people on these like far off dreams, and so I think that it's that doesn't surprise me at this point. If you're a PS4 owner or PlayStation fan, you have to have that feeling that Sony just tells you what you want to hear to get you to be on board with what they have, and they don't care that they never actually followed through with any of it.
No, and that I think you just summed it up right there. That's how I kind of feel. I mean, listen, E3 for Sony. Listen, who am I, right? Am I actually in the gaming media? No, but let me tell you this much. That was a pathetic showing. You do not go on E3 when you have a console coming out. You have the Pro coming out in a couple of months. You have a PSVR unit coming out in a couple of months. And you have been out in this generation for 3 years. And you're showing me games coming out post-2019? Like, get the fuck out of here. That is an utter fail. That is an utter fail. And Phil Spencer said that when he didn't say that. He said basically when he took over that he wants E3 to start being games that people are going to play within the next 12 months. So when you look at it, you're playing the game. That's the game you're going to be playing in 12 months.
Yeah.
Not something
He's like, we're shipping 4 exclusives this year. You know what I mean? Like the holiday time. So I think that that basically says it. That basically says it all. And Phil kind of hit the nail on the head with that. Like, I'm glad, and a lot of people are noticing that Microsoft is in fact taking a little bit of shots. And I did a video yesterday because I don't know if you saw the Andrew House interview, where he's like, yeah, isn't it funny that Microsoft said that they're like this new, kinder Microsoft, and then they're like shoving it up our ass that they have a 4K Blu-ray player and we don't, you know,
right.
like right after we show off the PS4 Pro. And you know what I'm thinking the whole time I'm reading this guy? I'm like, this guy sounds like the saltiest SOB I've ever seen in my life. Like, why? What? So Microsoft shouldn't advertise that they're the only console that has a 4K Blu-ray player? That's like saying, you know, Sony shouldn't advertise that they were doing, you know, no DRM or whatever. I mean, they did all the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely ridiculous that they're out there trying to say that Microsoft shouldn't advertise what they have as opposed to what the other opponents don't have. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? They're trying to sell stuff just like Sony is. You know what I mean? M&C Mornings, what do you got? We're wrapping things up.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Livewire again, and I had a 2-part question. The first part is, I have a lot of discussions with PlayStation fans, especially about the PS3, and when it comes to media bias, because you know this generation Xbox has been getting the short end of the stick, and they say, well, the only reason why you know this now is because y'all are at the bottom versus where you were, you know, last generation. And my thing on that was like, well, either way, it shouldn't, you know, the media shouldn't be bashing a console based on their preference, whether they like it or not. And the other thing is, I want to ask you about is reviews. You know, as far as like Metacritics, I think they should have more of a standard, because they seem to just make reviews based on whatever they feel. There's no structure as like graphics and gameplay. Like some of them do, and then some of them don't. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on that. Maybe they'll have more balance as far as the reviews that we receive and what we see in Metacritics. All right, bye.
Yeah, no, I think Live's right. I mean, the first part there, if you can restate his question to me, Crap, I think he was basically saying that people are saying that we complain because we're on the bottom half this time. You know, we were more on the top in the 360 era. Maybe that's why. But I mean, it's not really that as much as this. You know, look, both of these, I said this years ago, I'll say it again. At the end of this generation, just like the end of the last generation, Xbox killed it last generation. But then when everyone looks back at the numbers, you're like, oh, look, it was the same. It wasn't the same. And the same thing here. We're going to catch up right now. That doesn't mean that we're going to forget the first 3 years of this generation when Sony took the lead because of the media. My argument, what I'm saying is, the media propelled Sony. See, Xbox propelled Xbox last generation. The media sure was a little bit more lenient on Microsoft, but the media always hates Microsoft. So what I'm saying is Microsoft put themselves on a pedestal last year. This year, this generation, the media's put Sony on a pedestal.
I think the media begrudgingly accepted the 360 last generation. You know what I mean? Just because they had to, you know. Right. And I think that this generation, like, they're really quick to kind of like revert back to the old ways or whatever. You know, anybody that doesn't admit that there's some bias going on in the media, just look around to some of the ridiculousness that you'll see, like legit headlines, like how Sony's PS4 Pro does 4K brilliantly without actually doing 4K,
right?
Or, you know, calling the, like the guy said in the chat box, newest, they started calling it the X-Bone. I've never heard an actual fan of the Xbox call it the X-Bone.
No fan, and you'll never see if Microsoft doesn't use the nickname. And Microsoft's been completely like street lingo, right? Remember when the Xbox One S got like the secret popped out? It was like leaked, and Microsoft did the little emoji like, oh well. Like, they're very cool with what's going on the street. They know what's happening. The people that are in charge of their Twitter and stuff.
Hey, we were joking with Mikey Barra. That dude came into Crossfire, and I'm joking with him about him being a Scorpio
because we all knew his ass off.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, they're very laid back people.
So if Microsoft's not condoning X-Bone, you know that it's it's more of a vulgar comment. And so anyone that says that, and like, there's a few people that are in the chat, and there's a few people on Twitter that always say, shout out to Too Much Food. If you're trying to call in, dude. The line, I believe, is open unless imagine that would actually be food.
M&C Mornings.
Crap sounds just like somebody at the next guy up at the McDonald's line.
And crap, just to let you know, I am a crapaholic, but
Hell
I'm
yeah.
boy. But a quick question for you guys for Quantum Break, man. Microsoft puts out these excellent experiences, and with the Quantum Break, do you guys see a sequel coming really soon? Because no one's ever did that in a game where they actually integrated like a TV series plus an actual game, and I've never seen that before, and I really like that experience because that was literally top-notch quality. And I want to get you guys' opinion on that if we're going to actually see, hopefully, a sequel in Quantum Break. Thanks, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. I love the actual show, and I love this live stream. You guys keep it going. I'll take the answer off the air.
All right, rock and roll. Man, these guys are getting it, man. They get it. You know, Quantum Break, sadly, we'll never see a sequel.
Okay, well, I'm right there with you. And the word is sadly and unfortunately, but Remedy is a lot's happened to Remedy in the past 6 months. I think one of the key things that we should talk about is the CEO has been it's a new CEO or somebody who's in charge. It's a new regime at Remedy Games, and you can tell there's a new regime because they're making some piece of crap. It looks like a mobile game for China.
Yeah, did you see the guy? Like, he's like what the manager or whatever. He's like really praising Sony and stuff a lot lately.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like really saying how there's like, oh well, there probably won't be that big a difference between the Pro and Scorpio and all this kind of stuff, right? Like,
right.
I mean, come on, you know, like really. But yeah, I loved Quantum Break. I thought it was phenomenal. Again, the media really crucified the game because it used checkerboarding rendering. You know, think about it.
Well,
The media tore apart Quantum Break because they use checkerboard rendering, which is like a way to kind of just like fill in the gaps or whatever, so you can do like output it at 1080p, right? So that's basically what the PS4 is going to do to every game to get to 4K, and then as well as just straight up upscale. And the media is saying how glorious that is. But when Quantum Break did it, man, it was ugly. And this
Disgusting.
And
How dare you? How dare you, Remedy? You're so great. How could you use a new tactic that's a new technology that makes things better? You know, I mean, they did the best that they could with what they were doing, and no game utilized any mechanics like that, right? Crap, freezing time, moving particles in midair, being able to lock a character up and then use 3 or 4 more powers while that other one is locked in time, and then they locked you in time. It was just the scenery change, and then you could use the scenery. That was a big deal. Like when that bridge scene probably took 2 years to make alone.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, unfortunately, thanks for the call. I don't think we're going to be getting a Quantum Break 2 just because Remedy's lost their mind. But, you know, that plus, of course, you know, financials came into play.
Yeah. Man, well, you know, I like ending the show with calls. You know, it's really interesting to do.
I love the whole show with calls.
I do too.
Moochie Crap had a good time on game night with y'all last night. Shout out to She Wolf and GKB on that. Quick question for y'all: when Scalebound comes out, is that a day one buy for y'all or not? All right, now one.
Well, depending on when it comes out, Crap, I would say I think that they're going to put Scalebound out when there's almost like nothing else out, right? That's going to be like the Quantum Break. They put it out when there was really nothing for 2 or 3 weeks. So yes to your answer. I believe that was Bam. I will say that it will be a day one buy. Myself personally, it's not one of my. It's not. I mean, listen, I'm human, right? I'm not just a Microsoft. You know, I don't put Microsoft batteries in the morning and walk around and promote them. Of all the games they have coming out, I like it. It's not my favorite. Again, maybe it's because it has that Japanese spin to it. It's just not my thing. You know what I mean? Like those JPRGs, I loved those as a kid. I really did. I played the shit out of them as a kid. Now, the game also has to be presented to me a little better. All we've seen at E3 Crap is, you know, the 4 players coming together and fighting a big spider. Okay, great. That's awesome.
I mean, look, to be honest, I buy all the exclusives. So, yeah.
I'm going to buy it, and it'll be a day one. But I think it'll be a day one, and I'll buy it because it's going to be a new IP that comes out when there's not a lot of other items coming out. Microsoft's not going to put it up against a juggernaut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Miss maybe our last call, Crap. We are on the 5 minutes until kickoff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to start wrapping this up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up, and then we'll Jay Williams take us out.
Florida. I just wanted to pretty much see how you guys feel about the PlayStation Pro getting word that not all of their games could run at 1080p 60 frames a second on this newer console that's supposed to be taking PlayStation players into a next generation-esque experience.
I think that's food, isn't
too much
it?
Food.
Yeah. What's up? Too much food.
Up,
Yeah, I think that here's the thing. They've hyped that thing. I thought that it was going to be at least a 1080p 60 machine, right? I mean, isn't that what you thought, Mooch?
Well, I mean, right? It's a mid generation, supposed to be like this big, powerful mid generation boost, and it can't do even what they promised 3 years ago.
Yeah, if you look at Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, that's like in the 30s.
Yeah,
it's running a frame rate in the 30s. Think about that. Also, Mass Effect Andromeda is only going to tap out at 30. God of War 30. Horizon Zero Dawn 30. You know, like, yeah, that's a huge problem. Again, I called this out and, you know, give myself a little pat on the back. That CPU is going to be a problem. I don't care about the teraflops. If you're running that terrible same CPU, you're really just bound by it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can sit there and try to do, you know, upscale to 4K or 1400p or whatever, but your frame rates are still going to suffer.
No, I mean, the other thing is to answer Food's question. I'm going to answer Food's question with a question, not to him. It's rhetorical. Is why should I trade in my PS4 fat for a Pro? Like, you just said it yourself, Crap. You just gave specs of 3 new games, 3 big games, right? Yeah. And they're all going to be 1080p, 30 or 33 frames per second. I can do that on my PS4 original. So I'm not going to go. I don't care what the trade-in program is. Even if they gave me $200 for my new one, which they're not doing yet, by the way. Even if they did for my old one for the new, that would be a $200 out of pocket for what? The same machine?
Yeah.
Like, why? What am I? Why? So no, I'm sorry, Sony. I'll see you in PS5 in 2020. You know, because to be honest with you too, is I'm tired of all the ponies that are out there that are in desperation mode. They're running around like crazy, trying to just get threads on NeoGAF like that matters. NeoGAF is just another interpretation of the National Enquirer. And that what I mean by that is the PS5 is 2019, 2020, at least 2020 written all over it. That gives the Scorpio 2+ years to show its muscle. And listen, people are like, well, how about that asshole from Sony, that executive? He was like, well, don't forget the PS5 comes out, and then it's going to be the next generation gap between that and Scorpio. Apparently, that guy doesn't realize Phil Spencer has a Twitter, and he's already said we're working on the successor to Scorpio. So when PS5 comes out, guess what's coming out next day? Scorpio 2, Xbox 2.
Exactly.
So, like, you know, my point being, Crap, is they don't need to do all the hardcore research. When Scorpio comes out, to make the next greatest thing than Scorpio is an easy jump forward.
Yeah, you know what? Like, for me, the Pro's not tempting because I know a lot of people are like, you know, look, if you could do God of War at 1080 60, you know, maybe that's tempting. But the fact that, you know, it's going to be probably 1080 30 on both. Right. And, you know, I don't really see the point. You know, they really didn't sell me on that. I don't think they sold anybody on it. So, man, you guys enjoy it. Also, everybody, MC Mornings is the name. Leave a voicemail throughout the week and we'll play them back. So, you know, mooch and crap, mooch and crap.
Thank you for leaving the other lyric out. No, Crap, why don't we wrap it up? I want to say to Jay and I want to say to the audience, I'd like to just say thank you so much. Today was just another leap forward. I think we reached a high of almost 330 people, 340 people. And again, to do that on a Sunday morning with only 2 weeks advertising, one show prior under our belt and on my channel, I do want to ask everyone, if you don't mind, please do sub. It makes it a lot easier than I have to keep taking my YouTube channel, copying it and pasting it and putting it into the promotional ads. You know, and I do appreciate it. And I want to say thanks to Crap for, you know, Crap has done so much work
during the week.
Yeah.
I was like,
not just that, Crap, but you've brought a lot of enthusiasm. You've brought a lot of skill over from your channel to mine. There's a lot of crapaholics that are just like writing me saying, hey, you know, I've seen you on here or there, but I usually watch Crap, and now I'm starting to tune into you. And I think it's vice versa. I think a lot of the Mooch Maniacs, if you just sub to me and not Crap, you know, me and Crap really went into kind of a deal here where I think we play off each other very well. We're on the same page with some things, but we're not on others, and that's just fine. I think it's good to have a little bit. Me and him have a lot of head-to-head discussions on certain topics where we don't see eye to eye, but we meet in the middle. Yeah. So I think this show is going to be great. We do promise you, these are not empty promises like Sony makes every E3. We have new things coming. I think this week what you saw was we really worked on fine-tuning the calls. The calls came through clearer. less static, less problems, and each week we're going to be adding a new feature. We'll either be adding a new feature or do what iPhone does with their S generation. We'll polish last week's feature.
Yeah.
So one way or the other, you're going to see MNC Mornings get better, and we hope you stay with us. Crap, I'll let you do an outro.
Absolutely. And yeah, thanks everybody again. MC Mornings, all one word on Skype. You can leave us voicemails and things like that. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. And again, it's very fun because it's laid back. Nobody else is doing this kind of show, and it's very interactive with you guys. So thank you guys very much for hopping us out. And Jay Williams, man, how's that? We want to thank you as well. You ran the actually very, very well.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And plus, without the soundboard and stuff, it seems like you were a lot more focused on that, less stressful and everything like that. So yeah. So good job. Are you gonna hit us with that outro, bro?
Yes, one moment.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you again, and stay tuned. We do also have BGSD this evening. It'll probably be around the 8 o'clock hour. Just stay tuned to Twitter for that. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
MC Mornings out.
Rack up.
Yeah.